It's not the worst situation in the world. I mean,
It's
at least
not.
I still have my
Yo,
mansion.
who the fuck is this? Yo, freak ass. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Left Hand Gang. Now today is a special video, man. You guys keep telling me to react in the comments to this video that's called Minecraft, but I Survive in Parkour Civilization, full movie by Evo. Supposedly this has other creators in it too, but it's a 2-hour long video. So to help me out, since I'm spending 2 hours watching this, smash that like button. But without further ado, actually get your popcorn and let's eat.
Let's go. Open up. It's time for parkour.
All right, time for
Parkour?
my mandatory parkour check. Let's get this over with.
Okay.
You're late. You know the deal. You can do the 1-block jump for the raw chicken, or you can attempt the 1-block vertical jump for the beef.
Here in Parkour
Ooh.
Civilization, no one chooses
See, if I know my character's black, I might go for the steak, bro. But that's just me. I don't know.
to jump for the beef. It's better to be safe and do the 1-block jump for the chicken rather than risk your entire life for just half a hunger bar more.
Tomorrow, you better not be late, or you'll be doing 2-block jumps as punishment.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I
What
won't be
the
late
hell?
next time. Down here, us parkour.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't letting him talk to me like that. We gonna have to scrap, bro. I'm about to throw my meat in your face and not the one I just picked up.
Noobs only get fed once a day. One piece of raw chicken is just enough to get you to the next day. But
my
that's
God.
the life of Parkour Civilization. If you want to survive, you have to parkour. Every parkour
What?
noob has the same goal, and that's to make it to the top layer where all the parkour pros live. Except most parkour pros are born on the top layer. If you're a parkour noob, there's only one way up, and that is through the Temple of Parkour. The Temple of Parkour is the only structure in the world that combines the bottom layer to the top layer. To make it up, you have to do an impossibly hard parkour course that no parkour noob has ever completed.
What?
And that's a
Well, I've done parkour in real life, so will that help me in this game?
assuming you even get the chance to complete the course. The inside of the temple is protected by a barrier, and the only way a parkour noob gets past the barrier is if they've earned a ticket. I've never even tried getting
The
a ticket
hell?
before, but if I'm gonna rank up to a parkour pro one day, I'm gonna have to. In my neighborhood, pretty much everyone has fallen into the void and died, except for the guy who lives right next to me. He's been my neighbor for 5 years. No! Why did...
Well, 5 years and how many days? Yeah, he's gone now.
He tried going for the beef.
Oh,
well,
my-
I guess I have to change my statement. I now live in this neighborhood alone. In Parkour
I mean, to be fair, if I lived in this type of world, I would want to go for the steak too, bro. There's just blocks around. There's not really any parks or nothing. What the hell else am I supposed to do?
Civilization, only
I need to eat meat.
parkour pros are allowed to break or place blocks. For parkour noobs, it's strictly prohibited. And unfortunately, I found that out the hard way. A while ago, I was searching around and I somehow stumbled upon an oak log. No one has seen an oak log in years since trees don't exist in Parkour Civilization. So I had to try to take it.
Stop right now.
Oh no, I'm done
Oh,
for.
You really thought you could break that without me noticing? What, were you gonna try to cheat parkour?
No,
the hell
sir,
is that?
I didn't try to cheat. I just thought it would be super rare and I wanted to collect it.
Stop talking. Give me 2 jumps now.
2 jumps in a
Two
row?
jumps?
Okay, sorry, sir. I'll do it right now.
You know what? You seem a little too happy about 2. Let's make it 3.
Okay, I'll do 3.
You know what? Now let's make it 4 jumps in a row.
Oh,
4 in a row? Come on. In Parkour Civilization, it should be no surprise that all punishments were just more forms of parkour.
Wait, can't you just crouch though? You know what I'm saying? You know how you crouch in the game and you can't like fall across the edge? Or that's cheating too?
And that was the last time I ever tried breaking a block.
You're lucky you got a light punishment. Don't forget, you're at the bottom, so follow the rules.
What
It's safe
the
to say
hell?
that if you're at the bottom level of Parkour Civilization, it's not exactly the best.
So how is he in charge? Like, what the hell he's got authority over?
But not everything in Parkour Civilization is that bad. For example, I was able to use parkour to buy the biggest house in the neighborhood. In Parkour
Okay.
Civilization, literally everything is parkour, and that means parkour has replaced money.
Welcome.
What?
Choose which house you want to buy.
It's pretty nice. In Parkour
So if I want some Chipotle, I gotta parkour for 30 minutes? What the f?
Civilization, all you have to do to buy anything
Small
is
house.
just make more parkour jumps. I'm not really sure
What?
why or how parkour works as a
I mean, technically, if you really think about it, this is kind of an easy way to make money. All you gotta do is jump across blocks. And if you black and athletic, then you good. But if you clumsy, you're done.
currency, but all I know is I basically bought a 2-story house for free. Somehow when I was buying my
Ooh.
house, I convinced myself to go for the ladder jump to buy the bigger house. In Parkour
Wait, what is
Civilization,
that?
parkour jumps with trickier items like ladders are worth more. That's why this jump
do you do a ladder
basically
jump?
bought me a mansion.
No way. Thank you for buying the big house. Let me take you right to it. Just follow me.
Let's go. This is awesome. I just bought my first house. All houses in Parkour Civilization are pre-built, and they all have one thing in common. It's a requirement that every single house has a parkour jump inside to get to your bed. This is a way to make sure
There's no way, bro. Not even in my own house I can have a break from parkour? God.
everyone in Parkour Civilization
Oh my-
parkours everywhere they go.
Like, imagine you just sleepwalk, bro. You're done. You're literally done.
Even inside the house.
So, this is the neighborhood you'll be living in. You're the only 2-story house here. So if you follow me, I'll give you a house tour.
This is so sick.
So how does he get upstairs? He has to like wall jump to get up? Like there's no stairs, right?
Ladder jump literally may be the richest one in the neighborhood.
As you can see, you have a jump on the top floor and a jump on the bottom floor.
Oh, bro, what
Let me
I
show
say?
you the upstairs, and then the house is all yours.
Wow, I'm surprised there's stairs.
All right, I mean, everything looks good. I just have to do this jump to my
Okay.
bed. Yeah, I think I got everything figured out.
Perfect. Last thing,
What the
I just
hell?
need to check if your parkour jump is good.
How are you supposed to check if it's good?
Oh!
Wait, what the? Did
Where'd
this
you-
guy for real just jump off? I'm really confused. Is he alive?
Why did he just jump?
do that?
All right, just wanted to confirm that your house is ready to move
Oh,
in.
it's a black
the
guy.
guy did in fact die, so everything should be.
Oh my god. Bro just casually said it like somebody just didn't just die in my face.
He good. That guy seriously died?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's a part of the job. Enjoy your house.
I guess they sign waivers, bro, because, yeah, you literally have a chance of dying at any moment.
How is that a part of the job? What? No one really remembers how parkour civilization started. Most of the parkour noobs down here at least think that the parkour pros were the ones who started it. But the truth is, I think I was the one who started it. For some reason, I can't remember the best, but I'm pretty sure this is how the story went. Yo.
Oh, Siwat. We just watched them on yesterday's video.
Yo. Hello? Bro, you think I could get a diamond real quick? I was mining for like 3 hours and I only found 2 diamonds. I just want to make a
Why does he
diamond
have a black eye? God damn, are you good?
pickaxe.
Sorry. Don't have any to spare.
Bro, come on, don't be like that. You were literally just holding one. Dude, just give me one and I'll pay you back later. I just need a pickaxe.
All right, fine. Give me 1 second. If you want a diamond, you gotta give me something. All right, watch
you
out.
what?
Back up for 1 second. Look,
Okay.
if you can make this 4-block jump, I'll pay you 1 diamond.
Make this 4-block jump. Wait, why? Why are
Why'd you just randomly want him to do parkour?
you gonna pay me to do parkour?
What?
What do you even gain from this?
I don't know. I've just never seen anyone do it before. I'd pay to see it done.
Okay, I'll take
Wait,
the
this
offer.
possible?
Oh,
Wait,
this
hold on.
is so annoying. All
Oh,
right,
that's
just give
not
me
possible.
a second. I know it's possible. I've done it before.
Nah.
I told you, bro. It's not possible.
You have to literally like sprint super fast and then jump on the first one and jump on it.
Just stop talking
Yeah.
and watch. I'm gonna do it in like 30 seconds.
Lucky you
and
can only do this on
there we
PC.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Finally. Look, I told you it was possible.
No way. That was actually incredible. All right,
Nice.
well, I got my money's worth.
Let's go. I got paid for parkour.
If you want, I can keep making more parkour for you to do, and I'll pay you for it.
Are you kidding?
What?
Dude, totally. All right, I'll be back here tomorrow, I
So
guess.
Siwat just bored as hell, just wants to pay people diamonds to do parkours?
And this is basically how parkouring for money started. The next day I showed up to Siwat's house. He offered me way more diamonds this time, and he constructed an entire parkour course outside of his house to do. But little did we know
What?
that this parkour course would completely change the way that the world works. Soon after this event, the
No way this turned into a whole freaking world, dude. Like, how do people agree to this?
parkour civilization began. Now that I think
What?
about it, there's kind of an unexplainable gap between those events and now, but oh well.
Yeah, that's a huge gap, bro. Like all of a sudden you're just 100,000 feet up in the air with a whole bunch of parkour.
Core check time. You got 30 seconds.
Another beautiful morning, and I have to
Bro.
parkour for some more raw chicken that will make me starve even more. All right, I'm here.
1 block for raw chicken, 1 block vertical for beef. What are you choosing today?
Considering my neighbor just died for going for the beef, I'm just gonna go with the chicken
Yeah,
again.
let's go with
Keep
the
in
chicken,
mind,
bro.
there's a ticket event today. It's going to be about 200 blocks west.
This was huge news. If there
200
actually
bu-
was a ticket event today, I would need to go for the beef. Ticket events are usually far away, and I would starve by the time I got there if I chose the
Oh,
chicken.
you
But
got it.
luckily, I got the beef.
No way. You made that jump? You might become a parkour pro one day.
Hell
You
yeah.
really think I could rank up to be a parkour
Chat, would you guys be able to make that jump? Yes or no? Be honest.
pro?
Not a chance. You're a parkour noob. You guys never rank up.
Oh
It's
my.
important to know that parkour pros
Yeah,
have
beat
really
up-
big egos and they like to put down the parkour noobs. This was an
Yeah.
important day. This was only the second time I've jumped for the beef, and now I have a chance to earn a ticket. The ticket events are so risky because they're located so far away. If I wasn't paying attention, I could miss just one of these 1-block jumps, and my entire chances of becoming a parkour pro would be over. But
Bro,
luckily,
I feel like you
made
just constantly live in anxiety every single day, bro. This does not look like a good life.
it to the ticket event. When I got here, there were only 3 parkour noobs in line to do the parkour course. Most noobs don't even show up for the courses anymore because if you miss one jump, you end up
Oh
like
my-
this guy. And that's the price you pay
How
if
do you
you
miss
want
that?
a ticket to be a parkour pro. I watched as the
What
second
the
noob fell to the void. Hey man, do you think you could go already?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of
Is that Freddy Fazbear?
nervous I'm gonna fall.
No, you don't need to be nervous. I'm sure you're fine.
Oh my. Dude, you didn't even freaking jump. Are you dumb?
Dude, okay. Never mind then. Before going for it, I wanted to study the parkour course. You see, every week the ticket challenge changes and it's completely random. And this week's course
Oh my
was
God.
extremely difficult. There was a 2-block jump to get to the ticket, and if you get it, a 2-block jump to get out of it. Here's
Wait,
the
these blocks are not a little closer than these, or are they all the same distance?
thing about parkour civilization. Parkour can be used for anything, and that includes bribing parkour pros. Check this out. If I do a parkour
What?
jump with the 360, will you replace one of the 2-block jumps with a 1-block jump?
You want to do a 1-block jump with a 360? Fine. There's no way you're gonna make it.
Bro,
but
that's
I'll
hard.
accept.
Let's go, the parkour pro accepted by bribe.
Okay.
And now I have another problem. I have to do a 360? Have I even done this before?
Yeah, I don't
Whatever,
think
I'm
you-
just gonna go for it.
Let's
Please
go.
make it.
Oh!
No way. I actually did
That was more like a 195.
it. All right, deal's a deal, right?
I'm not gonna lie. That was the coolest thing I've seen a parkour noob do. Well, deal's a deal. Here you go.
Let's go. Now
Nice.
there was only one 2-block jump in the course.
Still gotta make the first 2-block jump, noob.
Yeah, whatever. Just
All
let
right,
me do
buddy.
the course,
You better
bro.
calm your ass down before I beat you. Okay, this is not Grux. This is not Grux.
This was my best chance to finally earn a ticket. If I actually get this ticket, I could access the parkour temple and make my way up into a better life as a parkour pro. There was no turning back now. I had to start the course. Most parkour noobs aren't experienced with diagonal jumps, but somehow I got past it. And now was the 2-block jump.
I ain't gonna lie. So far, this parkour looks pretty easy. I think I would do good.
This was life or death. I closed my eyes and I went for it. I
That's
expected to
easy.
be falling thousands of feet per second into the void, but to my surprise, I was standing on the platform with the
Let's
ticket.
go.
And thanks to the deal I made with the parkour pro, I only had a 1-block jump to get out of the course. This was life-changing. This was the first time I've ever received a ticket to access the parkour temple, and I promised myself that I wasn't gonna waste it. I made my way over to the parkour temple. I was
I
in
wonder how many people made it before him, or is he the first one?
a good spot. I had 3 full hunger bars, which is the most hunger a parkour noob can have. This was it. There was no better time, no more perfect time to try making the parkour course to rank up to a parkour pro. I
All right,
walked up
bet.
to the hoppers in the
I
ground and I
bet.
threw in my ticket. After a few seconds, the invisible barrier that guards the parkour temple was down. And now, of course, I had
Okay.
to make sure I
Jump
didn't fail
over.
the 1-block jump to actually get inside the temple. I made
better
the
not fail
1-block
this.
jump
Okay, there we go.
successfully, and now I was officially inside the temple.
Now I'm
This
curious,
was
what the
it.
hell's in
This was
here?
the moment I've been waiting for my entire life. This was the parkour
So
course
you basically pay to get inside the tunnel, or you risk your life to get inside the tunnel, and then you gotta risk your life again to get all the way up here.
that no
Like
parkour
what?
noob has ever beaten. If you miss any of these jumps, you'll either die from fall damage or fall directly into the void.
God
But I've come
damn.
too far and I've practiced too much to have that happen.
Okay.
I wasn't just going to be another parkour noob that fails this course. I was going to be the first one to rank up to become a parkour pro. My journey
right, let's
to
see, let's
becoming
see.
a parkour pro starts now.
You mother. I was about to get so hyped right now, bro.
Hey, wake
Why
up.
did you-
You want a chance to eat today or what?
All right, let's get this over with.
Let's go. Hurry up
Bro, is he freaking in hell? What the fuck? They fall straight to hell?
and do the parkour, noob.
Down here in parkour prison, even the cells have 1-block jumps. If
Wow.
you miss a single jump, or if a parkour pro catches you not jumping for 30 seconds, you'll
What
be
the
thrown into the lava.
All right, I gotta ask. Do you want to do a diagonal jump to reduce your prison sentence time?
Most parkour noobs would never
Yo,
take
hell yeah, take that, bro.
this deal. Diagonal jumps are just not worth the risk. But I wasn't just gonna
Bro,
sit
that's not even a far jump.
in parkour prison
Just
my
jump.
entire life. If there was any chance I could get out
Hey.
sooner, I was gonna take it.
That was unexpected. Congrats. You've earned 1 day off your
So everybody that falls into the void basically goes to prison?
prison time. That means you go from 49 years and 320 days to 49 years
Oh my-
and 319 days left.
And this is how my life is gonna be for the next
3
49
days?
years in
4
parkour
days?
prison. That is, unless I find a way to get to that portal and make my way back to parkour civilization. Parkour prison is located directly under the bottom layer of parkour civilization. If a parkour noob misses any jump, they fall into the void and end up here.
Oh.
And the only way back to civilization is to spend 50 years here without failing a jump.
50
Before I was sent here,
years?
I never knew this place existed. And I was so close to becoming a parkour pro. My
It's gotta be the worst civilization ever, bro. Like worse than Grox's villagers, all that. Cause you're just basically a parkour slave your whole life.
entire life, I've been training for one goal, and that's to go to the Temple of Parkour and complete the impossible course to rank up to become a parkour pro. I had everything. I earned
So the people that are in charge are those are the ones that completed this and become parkour pros?
the ticket to get inside the temple, and I had enough food to make the journey. But when the time came, I failed the first jump. And
Yeah.
now I'm dead. What the?
I don't know how you failed that first jump.
Where am I?
Welcome to Parkour Prison, or as most noobs call it,
Oh, that
their
guy.
worst nightmare. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you right to your cell.
Parkour prison?
Bro,
What
wasn't he up there and now he's down here guiding the noobs in hell, bro?
is this place? I don't get it. How am I still alive?
Hey, and just make sure you don't miss any of these one-block jumps, because if you fall in the lava, you will die for real this time.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
not a problem. I've never missed a one block jump in my life. What I
Now
didn't
this is way more scary than the one upstairs.
get is why parkour prison existed. Instead of letting the parkour noobs just fall into the void, somehow this massive structure was made under the void to
What
catch
the
us.
hell?
But why?
Alright, noob, this is your cell. Go on in.
All of the cells in parkour prison were separated by a 3-block gap, meaning once I went inside this cell,
No
I would
escaping.
never be able to escape. But that wasn't gonna stop me from trying.
Make sure you're doing at least one jump in your cell every 30 seconds. If one of us catches you not
What?
jumping, you're not making it out of here.
Just minutes before this, I was about to rank up to be a parkour pro, and now I'm in the most dangerous place in parkour civilization. As far
Yeah, buddy, you literally fell off.
as I'm concerned, I'm the only noob right now in parkour prison. My guess is most of them by now fell in the lava. Wait, there's actually someone here.
Who's
Let's
that?
go, I'm not alone down here. Wait, why
He
does
looks
this guy look
depressed.
familiar? He's been my neighbor for 5 years.
Oh, Zach!
Why did you try going
Oh.
for the beef? No way, it is my neighbor. Wow, I'm so glad I'm not alone down here. No!
No, bro. No! I ain't gonna lie, that looks a little intentional, bro. Do you see the way he was looking? He looked like he kind of wanted to do that. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude, what is wrong with this
He probably, like, after they told him he's spending 50 years, he's like, you know what? I'm done.
guy? All right, he has to be doing it on purpose at this
Yeah,
point.
I ain't gonna lie.
The only thing that's better about parkour prison is they feed us fish instead of raw chicken.
Hey,
Ooh, that's
noob,
good.
let's go. You've been selected for parkour testing. Be down there in 30 seconds.
And
Parkour
this is one
testing.
of the not so good parts about prison. The
What the
random
heck?
parkour testing. Bro, wait, you didn't even fill in this gap. Ah, man.
Oh,
you
you gotta
gotta
make
do
it.
another one block
Go,
jump.
go, go.
If you're a prisoner here,
Oh.
the only thing you hope for is that you don't get selected for random parkour testing. Every few days, the pros will pick a noob at
What the
random to
hell?
test out a new
Oh,
course they've
nah.
built. This time, the course I was selected for had fence parkour. If I failed
Yeah, this one seems hard.
to make this one block fence jump, I wouldn't be coming back.
Let's go. We don't have all day. Get on the course.
Yes, sir. I'm going
Whoa.
right now. The worst part about these random courses is that they intentionally use harder blocks for the jumps. The pros know
You
that the
think?
noobs have
Oh.
almost no experience with fence jumps, but they build them anyways.
Alright, testing complete. Back to your...
Wait, chat, be honest, right here, would you go like this, or would you try to just jump straight across? I ain't gonna lie, I think I would try to jump straight, bro. I feel like I have a better chance of that than trying to, like, wiggle my way through here.
Fence jumps, but they build them anyways.
Alright, testing complete. Back to your cell in 30 seconds.
By some miracle, I was able to get past this week's random testing course. But what about the next week or the week after that? There's gonna be some day when they build a jump that I can't do, and I need to get out of here before that happens.
Yeah, that's
Luckily,
true.
I've been thinking of a plan to make my escape. Back in
What's your plan?
Parkour
What's your plan?
Civilization, I used parkour to bribe one of the pros, and now I was gonna do it again. Hey, guard.
Okay.
What do you want, noob?
I got something to show you. Can you come over here?
This better be worth my time, or I'm not feeding you tomorrow. Okay?
Yo, shut
what?
your emo ass up.
Oh, nothing really. I just wanted to ask you if I could pay you in 3 diagonal jumps in a row for 5 minutes of free time?
3 in a row?
Yep, 3 in a row. What do you think?
You're definitely not making that. But it's not like I care anyways. Sure.
Like always,
Why does he sound like a character AI person?
parkour can be used to get out
Okay,
of any
come on.
situation. But now I had one chance to make 3
Bro,
diagonal
that's easy,
jumps
bro,
in a
that's
row,
easy,
or
come
else
on.
I was dead. Come on. 1,
One,
2,
two.
3.
Oh, that's hella
I actually
easy.
did it.
Okay, 5 minutes of free time,
That's W.
but you better be back in your cell by the time I get back.
The
Okay,
bribe
bet.
worked. Now I had 5 minutes to roam around parkour prison to see if I could find a way to escape. I had no clue what was gonna happen to me after I escaped, but I didn't have time to think about that right now. When I
Nope.
jumped around the prison, I noticed someone doing the random testing course.
Oh, shit,
Wait,
please don't fall.
Is that who I think it is? No, you don't need
It's
to
Freddy.
be nervous. I'm sure you're fine. Oh,
Oh my
no,
God.
wait, it is the guy who failed the ticket event in front of me. That guy was nice. I hope he clutches up these glass jumps and makes it back to
I ain't
civilization.
gonna lie, he's
Oh,
cooked. Yeah.
something was strange about this testing course. Why were they using glass for parkour? Glass jumps aren't even a thing at the parkour noob level. If
Oh, yeah, that's
noobs
true.
have never done glass jumps, why would they use them to test the jumps? I just gotta get out of
I bet you're trying
Bro,
to
they're just trying to get everybody killed.
think of a plan to escape,
Oh
right?
my.
What? Escape? What are you talking about? I would never try to escape.
You're not? I was gonna take you to the portal, but if you don't want to,
This obviously
Bro, yes, please. Please take me.
seems like you're trying to set me up.
it's not a setup.
Oh, yeah, it could
no
be
one
set up,
says you
could be
have to
set up.
stay here. You can leave at any time. Just follow me and I'll take you there.
I'm 99.
No way. This has to be a setup. No. There's no way it's that easy.
9% sure I'm being led into a trap, but it doesn't matter. If he
Might as
gets
well
me
try,
close to
fuck
the
it.
portal, I'll try to improvise. If this guard was leading me into a trap, I couldn't see what it was. He was
Yeah.
already getting me so close to the portal. At this point, I was just gonna have to take a chance and hope that he was telling me the
Fuck
truth.
it.
I was now 5 blocks away from going back to Parkour
Bro, he's right
Civilization.
there.
You can leave now if you accept the terms that you can never earn a ticket to rank up to become a parkour pro for the rest of your life.
Wait,
Wait,
what?
you're saying if I go back to Parkour Civilization now,
What's
I
the
can
point of
never be a
that?
parkour pro?
That's correct. Or you can wait out the remainder of your 49 years here in prison.
So this was the
Wow,
catch. I
that's
could
the
leave
catch.
parkour prison right now, but in return, I could never become a parkour pro.
So
Or
then what's the point of going then?
I could try to survive here for another 49 years. It wasn't worth it to stay. I needed to get out of here.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie,
I've
just
made
get
my
out, bro.
decision. I'm gonna go back.
So you accept. Good luck.
This was it. The work was done. I escaped parkour
Man, I'd rather just be up at a noob than be down here, bro.
prison. But at
Cause you're literally set up to die any day, bro, with these stupid tests.
what cost? Leaving now meant that I would be a noob for the rest of my life. When I went through the portal, I was brought back into Parkour Civilization. The portal spawned me at the entrance of the Temple of Parkour. This was probably the last time I would ever step foot in this temple. I had my chance to rank up to become a pro, and I failed. Now, I can never earn a ticket ever again. You know,
Wow,
it's not the
bro.
worst thing in the world. Now, I can just go back to my ordinary life in Parkour Civilization.
Yeah, I was about to say, you just have to live life from now on, bro. But at least you won't be in the fucking prison.
You know, now that I think about it, it's not the worst situation in the world. I mean,
It's
at least I
not.
still have my
Yo,
mansion.
who the fuck is this? Get your freak ass on.
Wait, who is this? I still own this house,
What
right?
the?
No, you don't. This house no
Oh
longer
my-
belongs to you. This parkour noob
So
just
you sold it to a naked black guy.
purchased this new mansion. So
Bro.
you'll have to leave now.
Wait. This guy just bought my house? How can he do that?
Well, you fell and went to parkour prison, so you lost the house. When you were down there, this parkour noob bought it.
Bro, really? Wow, so I really don't own this
Where's Grox when you need him, bro? I need something to blow up. I need this whole fucking city to blow up.
house anymore. Well, this guy can enjoy.
Yo!
Okay, it's for sale now.
Let's go. So
Quickest selling house history, bro.
I can move back into my house?
After you buy it again, sure.
Wait,
Nah.
really? Are you serious? I have to buy it again? I went back to the shop to go buy my mansion again, but while I was at Parkour Prison, something bad happened. The prices for houses in my neighborhood went way up. Now,
Bro, they got inflation even in Minecraft? God damn, that's what the world's come to nowadays.
if I wanted to buy my mansion, I would have had to pay for it with a 2-block
Two
jump. It was
block?
too risky. I was gonna have to find somewhere else to live. Fortunately, I found
Damn.
another shop that was selling wood houses. A bit of a downgrade from the stone house, but it was all I could afford. I could either do
Okay.
a 1-block fence jump for a small house or a 1.5-block stair jump for a large house. I figured if I'm
Oh.
gonna be living on the new
I got scared. I didn't see the little stair right there.
level for my entire life, I might as well buy the big house. Luckily, escaping Parkour Prison gave me the confidence to make the jump easily. Now, I got a mansion in a new neighborhood where,
Oh.
not to my surprise, everyone fell into the void, so it's
Just like the ghetto though, because it's cheaper, you know what I'm saying? So there's gonna be a bunch of bullshit going on.
just me living here. The house is definitely a bit of a downgrade from my previous mansion, but it's still a 2-story house, and it has a painting, which is something you don't really see that often in
That's all
Parkour
you need. That's all you
Civilization. I
need.
just keep wondering what my life would have been like if I actually made it to the pro civilization. Now, I
You would have been just telling noobs that they're ass.
don't think I'll ever figure out what it looks like up there. I just wish that. Whoa!
What the?
What was that? When
What
I
the hell
went to
was
sit
that?
in my chair, I backed up against the wall and there was nothing behind me. This painting was covering something. I walked through the
Huh?
painting and it revealed a secret door. For some reason, this house I
Oh,
bought had some hidden passage. Whoever made this was obviously trying to hide something. But what was it? There was a ladder that led to the bottom floor, and when I got down there,
What the
I
f-
found a man. Somehow there was already
Yo, there's just a freaking man in your house. Imagine you buy a house and you just find somebody in your basement. Like, I would literally freak out.
someone living here. By their leather boots, I could tell it was a parkour noob. This was obviously some
Oh my
mistake. I
God.
went to go leave, but then
Wait! Don't
What the-
leave!
the man spoke to me. He said
Yo,
he's
he's
been
old as shit.
watching me.
I watched you enter the Temple of Parkour. I think you have what it takes to rank up.
I'm sorry, man. I think you're confused. I can never earn a ticket anymore. I'm gonna be a parkour noob forever.
No, there is still a way I can get you a ticket.
Wait, how?
What are you talking about?
When I was younger, I earned myself a ticket, but I never used it. Instead, I hid it far, far away.
The old man
What?
said it wasn't his destiny to rank up to be a pro, but it was mine. He brought out a compass and he threw it to me. He told
Yo,
me
W on, clap it up. It's the best unk I ever met.
That if I followed this compass, I'll find the hidden ticket.
Recovery
This was
compass.
the second chance I was looking for. I
Okay.
had no way of knowing whether the old man was telling
Wait, but is he gonna be able to use it though? Because like, are they just gonna completely ban him from using it? That's the thing I'm kind of confused on.
the truth or not, but at this point, I had nothing to lose.
Yeah, you
maybe
might as
this
well try
works,
it.
maybe it doesn't. All I know is that I wasn't done with Parkour Civilization just yet. Come on,
Alright.
just one jump at a time, and I should be there soon.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, this can't be good.
This is a parkour checkpoint. Why do you want to leave parkour civilization?
If the pro found out why I was really out here, I
shit.
might go back to parkour prison. I was gonna need an excuse. I
Wanna
just
take a walk?
wanted to practice my 2-block jumps.
Hell
Listen,
yeah.
Noob. Out there, you'd never survive. Besides, what do you need to practice for? You can never rank up, buddy.
Despite my convincing story, it didn't work.
Oh, such a bitch.
I was in big trouble now. Following this compass is the only possible way I can make it up to the Parkour Pro Civilization. I was gonna have to try something else.
I told you to go home.
What if I paid you with a backwards jump?
Backwards jump?
Okay?
No, there's no way. There's no way.
At least he's listening, and now I get one chance at this. Oh my god, I
you did
actually
it.
made it. That was crazy.
Wait. No, that was crazy. Move aside and let me try this.
Wait, no, that was crazy.
You got it. Just make sure you jump far enough. Oh,
Oh my god. This nigga, bro.
that was
I thought he was supposed to be a pro.
not my plan. I thought he was just gonna let me pass.
Okay.
Alright, well, I guess that works.
Now you can
that
just
I made
go.
it past the parkour checkpoint, it was time to go searching for the hidden ticket. That's
Alright.
assuming that the ticket I'm looking for is even real. After the mysterious old man gave me this compass and told me that it would lead to a ticket to rank up to Parkour Pro Civilization, I immediately started preparing for the journey because this time I wasn't gonna fail.
You
The
can't
biggest
fail this
problem
time, bro. If you fail this time, you're cooked, buddy, and I'm roasting you for the rest of your life.
I had to solve was my food supply. Parkour noobs only get fed once a day, and if this compass was taking me far away, there was no way I would survive on the raw chicken. So for the past
Okay.
week, I've been doing the beef jump every single morning, and for the rest of the day, I tried not to parkour at all so I could save the food. But that's when I almost got caught.
Hold up. What was
Oh,
that
shit.
sound?
Oh no, I'm starving. This isn't good.
Why are you taking damage? Are you starving?
Starving? No.
Wait, they get in trouble for starving?
I'm just in pain because I love parkour so much and I wish I could do it all the time.
Oh man, sorry to hear that. Yeah, love hurts. Well, I hope you feel better.
By some miracle, the
Yo,
parkour
this guy's restarted.
pro bought my excuse. If the pro stayed around for any longer, I might
Yeah,
have starved
eat that
to death.
meat.
I had to eat the piece of beef that I just jumped for, but it didn't matter. I had already prepared enough. By rationing my food, I was able to save up 4 pieces of beef for the journey. I had no clue whether this would be enough food to survive the trip.
That's definitely gonna be enough.
But the old man said I had everything I needed, so I guess I was just gonna have to trust him again. Now, it was time to go searching for the ticket. Crossing this line of stone means I'm heading into the parkour outskirts. No
Okay.
noob, including myself, has ever been out here. And probably for a good reason. All I know is that the further away you get from parkour civilization, the more dangerous the jumps become. Already, I was
Oh my god, look at these gaps. Yeah, you might be cooked, buddy.
starting to see huge chunks of parkour missing. No one knows how the outskirts came
What
to be
the
like this,
fuck?
or at least no one down here knows. Unfortunately, the compass kept taking me further and further away from parkour civilization. The old man
Wow.
must have hid the ticket out here knowing that no parkour pro would ever go this deep to retrieve it.
Yeah, and he trusts you, so you better succeed in your destiny.
I was running out of time. I had already been jumping for hours and now I'm down to one piece of raw beef left. And still,
piece of
I
meat?
found nothing. That was until I saw something
Oh, what
in
is
the
that?
distance. I had no way of knowing, but I had a
like a
feeling
hill.
that this was what I was looking for. In all my time here in Parkour Civilization,
Oh.
I have never seen anything like this.
That
This
looks
couldn't
cool.
be a coincidence. Which means I was gonna have to go parkour to the top. I haven't really prepared for anything
Bro,
like this.
please don't die.
Vertical jumps don't exist naturally down here.
Bro,
The only
bro.
place I've seen vertical jumps is when I jump for food. Luckily, I made it to the top without falling into the void.
Oh yeah, you're definitely meant for this shit, bro. Come on, you're good at these jumps.
I didn't see anything at first glance, but when I pulled out my compass, I was in the right place.
Oh.
I didn't get it. The compass was pointing me
Maybe
to
you have
the
to break
exact
one?
block I was standing on. The ticket should be here.
you
Unless
break
the
it?
old man hid the ticket out of sight and put it underground.
Yeah.
If I broke this grass block and a parkour pro catches me, I would for sure be going back to prison for life this time.
Wow.
But
So
if
you can't even break any blocks? That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
have any shot at making it up to the parkour pro civilization, I'm gonna take that chance.
Yeah, just
Well,
do it,
here
bro.
goes
Fuck
nothing.
it.
I broke
Nobody's
the
out
block,
there.
and underground there
Ooh.
was a chest. I couldn't believe it. I had actually found
Get
the
it.
ticket. But when I opened the
What the f-
chest, something was wrong. There was no ticket to be found.
Barrier?
Just a barrier. The old man lied to me. There was no ticket to get up to the
Nah,
pro
there
civilization.
has to be something that you can use that for.
Why would he send me all the way out here to get a barrier block? This didn't make any sense. The old man knew I would risk my entire life for a ticket, but he set me up. There had to be some explanation for this. Well, if I'm lucky
Bro.
to survive the trip back, I can ask him why he sent me all the way out here just to get a barrier block, which is also illegal to have. By some miracle, I made it back to the parkour checkpoint without falling.
Hey, you.
Oh,
You were the last one to see the pro stationed here. What happened to him?
Oh,
He fell off, bro. It's a sad sight. He literally fell off.
well, I showed him a backwards jump and then he tried it for himself and then fell.
You?
said the truth.
A backwards jump? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He's him.
Okay, now I have to try. So you just go backwards?
Oh, he's gonna die.
Oh,
This-
okay, and
These niggas, bro. You literally heard that somebody died from doing it. You just go ahead and try it anyway.
he's gone too. Am I
What a
gonna be
dummy.
blamed for this? Fortunately, I made it back to my house and no parkour pro has caught me with the barrier block.
Yeah, because they're all dead.
Now it's time to ask this old man why in the world he sent me out there to retrieve this. Alright, bro, are you gonna explain to me why the... What?
Oh!
When I got down to the basement, the old man was nowhere to be found.
What?
All that was left was a
Bro, did he just kill himself?
hole in the ground. Did he jump into the void on purpose? I don't
What?
understand what's going on. But that's when I paid attention to the item that was
You got
left
the
on
key,
the
though.
ground. I knew what it was before I even picked it up. It was a ticket to
It's seaweed.
rank up to become a parkour pro. The old man had it on him the entire time, but still sent me to retrieve the barrier block? The old man wanted me to find this barrier for a reason. And now, this was the sign that I was ready to rank up to become a parkour pro.
Hell
it
yeah,
was time
bro.
to head to the parkour temple. I made
Okay.
my way back to the place that I never thought I'd step foot in again. The place where no parkour noob in history has ever made it out
Wow.
alive. I went ahead and ate my last piece of beef. Just like last time, I was in such a perfect spot. 3 full bars of hunger
All right,
is
let's predict it right now. How far is he getting? And is he gonna die or no?
exactly what I need to make it to the top. The barrier guarding the temple was up, so I threw in my ticket and the entrance to the parkour temple
Oh,
was now open. All I had to do now was do something that I totally never do, and that's fail 1 block jumps. Okay, I made the first jump.
Sure.
That's always a good sign. This time around was different. I wasn't gonna let the
Come
pressure
on,
get to
bro.
me. I
You
was
gotta lock in, Evo. You gotta lock in, bro.
gonna be the first noob to
Let's
ever
go.
rank up to the pro civilization. Ah, no. Looking at this jump is giving me flashbacks. My
Bro, you've done that jump plenty of times, though.
journey to becoming a parkour pro
Let's go.
starts now.
You
No,
mother...
this
oh,
time
oh, I
was
thought he did it
different.
again.
I successfully made the
I was about to rage right now. I thought he did the same exact...
first
It
jump.
was a
And
flashback.
for the first time in my life, I was actually on the parkour course.
Okay.
Now, all I had to do was just take it 1 jump at a time. The
One
first
jump.
section was
There
the
you go.
stone blocks.
There
So
you
far,
go.
I've only encountered 1 block vertical jumps, but they
Verticals?
were nothing I couldn't handle.
Vertical?
Even though I had been on the course for a good amount of time, I was
Bro.
still ways away from making it to the top.
This looks so
After I
hard.
passed the stone block section,
Okay.
I moved on to the stone slab section. Slabs aren't too common in the noob level of parkour civilization.
Slabs low-key look a little easier than the blocks, though, because everything's connected.
But luckily, this section wasn't too hard. But it
Yeah.
was the next section
Oh,
I was
this?
worried
Oh,
about.
yeah, that
the
looks hard.
stair jumps. This next
Little
jump
bit.
I had to
Ooh.
complete was by far the hardest jump I've ever seen. It was
Yeah,
a
this is
2-block
crazy.
jump,
2
but
block?
I had to go up half a block. But I didn't
Oh.
come all this way to give up. I went for the
Jump
jump,
on the bottom one.
but I jumped too early. I thought this was it, but
Oh,
by some miracle, a block below me broke my fall, and I only took
Bro,
2
imagine how scary this would be, like, doing it in real life.
2.5 hearts of damage, but that was too close to call. If I was even the slightest bit off, I could have been all the way down there in
Mm. Yeah.
the void.
I
On
mean,
my
you would've fell
second
in that
time
bottom
around,
one.
I made the jump. That stair jump essentially marked the end of the stair section, and now I was on the stone walls. Walls were almost never seen at the noob level, but fortunately, I didn't see anything bigger than a 1-block jump for the rest of the way. All I
Okay,
had to do
okay.
was sneak and stay on the course, and that's when I got to the point when the jump stopped. I
So
was
he can't sneak. He crouched down.
so high off the ground now, but I knew I was at the end. I climbed up the stairs until I was face to face with the entrance to the Parkour Pro civilization. This was it. I was about to be the first noob in history to
Wait, how many blocks? That looks like that's at least 2 blocks, right?
rank up. But then the realization hit
2,
me.
3
The
blocks,
last
2.5?
jump to get to the Parkour Pro civilization was a 3-block jump.
Oh, it's a 3 block. Oh, I don't know about this.
It was impossible. This was why no noob has ever ranked up to become a pro.
Wait, that's where you use the barrier.
Oh, the course was impossible
Something-
to begin with. But then I remembered the barrier.
Yeah.
This is what the old man wanted me to use it for. He knew the
Oh
course
my
was impossible,
God.
and he wanted to give me a chance to rank up. I placed down
No, that's fucked up. So they make this shit literally impossible for anybody,
the
dude.
barrier block, and I made the 2-block jump.
Let's
I
go.
did it. I actually did it. I was the first noob in history to ever
Oh my
complete
God.
this course.
W
No one at the
Unk.
bottom level knows what society is like up here, and I was gonna be the first one to figure it out. What was it gonna be like? Was I actually gonna be able to see the sky? Well, I guess we'll find out.
We'll see,
I
we'll
walked
see.
up to the stone walls, and the doors open, revealing a
Oh
room
my
I've
God.
never seen anything like before. I
This looks creepy, bro. This looks like one of those meat stations.
turned the corner, and I saw a parkour pro just standing there. Hi.
What's
What the-
up?
Who are you? Where did you come from? I'm the only one working here.
I came
What?
from the noob level. I just beat the course and ranked up.
Wow, I was not expecting this. I'm not sure what to do here. Just go over there and throw your leather boots in the lava.
All right, time to get my iron boots.
Okay.
Yes, sir. One ranked up. A noob by the name of Evbo.
Evbo.
Yes, sir. I'll keep an eye on him.
Oh, I've been saying his name wrong. I said Evbo. It's Evbo, right? Sorry, my bad.
That was it. That was the last time I would ever wear leather boots again for the rest of my life. From the looks of it, I only had one more lava jump to go. But this time, there were dispensers. I backed up and jumped over the lava, and I was equipped with iron boots. I was officially a
go.
parkour pro. After I went through, I saw one more jump that led to some barrels. What is this for?
It's for food.
Okay.
You only have to pay 1 jump for 2 steak here.
Only a 1-block jump for food? That's
Oh,
amazing.
hell yeah.
I opened the barrel to
What the heck? Look at all that meat. Let's go. We love all this meat.
see something that I've never seen before. Cooked meat?
Let's
And all of these. In my
go.
entire life living on the noob level, I've never seen a piece of cooked beef.
Bro's living the rich life now.
And now, as a parkour pro, I could fully replenish my hunger bar. And that meant I could sprint now. Oh man,
my
this is
gosh.
crazy.
Congratulations on becoming a parkour pro. You can now head up those steps and begin your life in parkour pro civilization.
Those were the
Okay.
exact words I wanted to hear. This is it. When I walk up these steps, I will be at the top level of parkour civilization. When I walked into the temple,
Wow.
I immediately saw massive statues.
Statues?
These
What the-
statues looked like they were showing the parkour noobs and the
I ain't gonna lie, these look like Roblox characters.
parkour pros. They even had their boots on. This
Wow.
place is insane. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, look at these
Golden?
statue- What the? Gold
hell?
boots? Who wears gold boots?
Yeah, who
This
does it?
Doesn't make any sense. What is this?
Diamond boots?
Am I not at the top of parkour civilization?
Hell no, you not. That's diamond right there.
Hey, parkour delivery.
Let's go. My parkour delivery is here.
What
Now
the
that I'm a
heck?
parkour pro, I can get parkour delivered to my house.
Hey, did you order parkour construction to this house?
Yes, sir, that's me. I ordered the 6-block tall slime jump to my bedroom.
Sounds
What
good.
the fuck?
Where do you want it built?
Let's see. I think this would be a good place for it. You think you can build it right there?
Oh, sure. I can make that happen.
To think just a
So do these guys just work, like, is there like a set of guys, like 3 of them I've seen, that just work every single job in parkour will?
few days ago, I was a parkour noob, and now I'm getting custom parkour jumps installed in my house is crazy.
This look good?
Ooh.
Yep, I think it's perfect. Hey, thanks, man, for parkouring all the way out here.
Sure. You got my payment?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was 4 1-blocks in a row, right? Okay, 1, 2,
2,
3,
three,
4.
four.
There you go. Thank you very much.
And look, on the bottom right here, it looks like there's a whole bunch of blocks. So I guess when you're a pro, is they make it so it's harder for you to die?
And my tip?
Your tip?
Really? Don't
Tip?
tell me you thought you weren't gonna tip me.
If you're a parkour pro, it's always expected that you tip when you buy something. Oh, I hope I make this. Oh, that was close.
Oh, wow. A 360? Yeah, you're good, man. Thanks.
And like
360?
most things in parkour civilization, the way you tip
I ain't gonna lie, I like this life, bro. I low-key want to live this in real life, bro. Just do parkour. Like, I would do good at this.
is with more parkour. Luckily, I survived that payment for the jump
Like, if I want a Ferrari, I'll just do like 10 backflips in a row and I'm good.
installed in my house. If I missed any one of those jumps, I would have fallen back down to the parkour noob level, and my journey to become a pro would have been for nothing. But I won't say it wasn't worth
That's
it
cool.
because now I can practice slime jumps anytime I want inside of my house. And this is how my
Facts.
new life is as a pro in parkour civilization. No parkour noob at the bottom level knows what life is like up here, except I
That's
was
crazy.
the only one to rank up and become a part of parkour society. To rank up to a parkour pro, I had to be the first noob in history to beat an impossible parkour course. When I got to the top, I got my iron boots and I was officially a pro. I thought I had made it. I thought I was at the top of parkour civilization. But that's when I realized I truly knew nothing about the world I was living in. My
Yeah.
journey to getting
Not
to the
even
top
touched
of
it.
parkour civilization wasn't even close to being done. Now, I was about to discover
Bro, what the hell? The niggas be living with diamond boots, like.
life was like on the second layer of parkour civilization. At the parkour pro level, everywhere you look is a 2-block jump. When I was a parkour noob, I thought 2-block jumps were extremely hard. But now that I could sprint, I realized they were almost like 1-block jumps. Something
Low-key,
about
yeah.
the pro level felt different. Maybe it was the fact that when I was a noob, I would see dirt in the sky, but now there's nothing above me. And that's when I looked back at the parkour temple. There was still a world above me, and now it was way higher up. But there was something else that was different. I was staring down at the
hell
house
is
I
that?
used to live in. When I was
Oh, yeah,
down on the
those-
noob level, I would look up and all I would see is dirt. But somehow on the pro level, I could look down, and I could only assume that the same
What the
goes for
hell?
the layer above me. Now that I was adjusted to my surroundings, it was time to go searching for a place to buy a house. That
So now that he has iron boots, so there's probably what, two more worlds up?
was assuming that life still worked like
Two
that
or
up
three?
here. When I took a look around, all I saw were the same identical buildings. Maybe this time I wouldn't be getting a mansion. But that's when I found a building that looked different, and it definitely didn't look like a house. When I walked inside the building, sure enough, it was a shop to buy a new house.
Hey,
Wow.
aren't you the noob who ranked up?
That would be me.
Oh yeah, I thought it was you. I'm selling houses today. Choose one you want to buy.
I thought you died, bro.
Let's go. It's time to buy my first house as a parkour pro. Let's see what these prices are. I can get one house for a 2-block jump.
Two-block
Oh, that's
jump?
super cheap. All right,
Hell
what is this
yeah.
one over here? I can get one house
One
for
house.
a 2.5 block jump. Okay, that's a little more expensive. And this last one is one house for a 3-block. Wait,
What the hell's the point?
why are these all the same? All of these options are for the same house.
For real?
Oops, busted. I was trying to get a little more profit.
Why would anyone
Yo,
fall
shut your stupid ass up.
for that? Since there was only one house to buy, I obviously went with the cheapest option and bought my first house with a 2-block jump.
Congrats on buying your first house as a parkour pro. Let me take you to it.
Let's go.
Let me take
Since
it
all the
to it.
houses were identical, it was no surprise that I got one that looked like this.
You're all set to move in. Feel free to call the parkour delivery service if you want your jumps changed.
Parkour delivery service? Let's go. Being a parkour pro is awesome. The
Facts.
living room in my house had 2
Fuck the poor.
1-block jumps, and the entire house itself was 3 stories tall. Looks like 3 jumps to get to my bed on the top floor.
Hey, it's your neighbor. Can I come in?
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Hell no, what the? I didn't even meet you yet. You can try to come in my house and shit.
You're that F-boat guy, right? You're the noob who beat the course and ranked up?
Yeah, that's me. I'm the first one to do it, I guess.
I can't believe you're my neighbor. That's crazy.
Wow.
Well, you probably have questions about life up here, right?
Yeah.
Anything you want to know?
Yeah, one actually. What happens when we fall? What is the punishment for missing a jump at the pro level?
You go down a level. If you miss a jump, you'll be a noob, and you'll have to beat the course again.
Okay, so I can never fall.
So
Noted.
there's still risk even being a pro? Damn.
So who are the people above us then? What's above a pro?
It's probably best I just show you. Here, come with me.
My
Okay.
neighbor started telling
gonna
me
show us?
everything there was to know about parkour civilization. He brought me back to the parkour temple where all the statues were. He explained how parkour civilization starts at the noob level, and at level
Okay.
2, you become a parkour pro. Then, there were the
Alright.
parkour masters. If you were lucky enough to rank up, you
Oh.
get gold boots and you become a master. My neighbor said that parkour masters never come down to the pro level, but if they do ever come
Oh, they
down,
too bougie. They too good for us. My bad, little bro. Hey, my bad. I ain't on your level.
it's a parkour pro's nightmare. He said the parkour masters are ruthless. And then he
Damn.
walked over to the largest statue,
Who are
the
these
one
niggas?
with the diamond boots. He said that this was the parkour champion. He said that most people down
Oh.
here don't even believe that the champion is real. But the stories say there can only be one parkour champion. Whoever that was
Wait, for real?
lives at the top of parkour civilization, which means if I was gonna make it to the top, I would have to become a parkour champion. My first day
Yeah, I don't know if you're doing that, little bro. Hey, I'm cheering for you though. Let's go, Ebo.
as a
Ebo.
parkour
My
pro
bad.
was strange. For once, no one was at my door making me parkour for food. But then the question was, how do I get food now? Or what do I even do? I saw that there was another pro going somewhere, so I
Where you
decided
going?
to follow him. Soon after, I saw
Yeah,
another
stalk
pro
him.
going in the same direction, which meant they were probably heading to something important. After
Okay.
jumping for a few minutes, I saw what they were heading to. They were
What the
all
hell's
heading to
that?
this massive structure in the distance. When I got
better
closer,
be a
I saw that
restaurant.
there was a bunch of parkour pros lined up for something.
Huh?
Whatever this place was, these parkour pros were willing to do 2-block vertical jumps to get here. Fortunately, I
Okay.
didn't fail any of these jumps and I made it into the line.
That's
I must
easy.
have woken up late to whatever this was because I was the last one to show up. At this point, I didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but that's when I saw what everyone was waiting in line for. There was a dispenser at the end of the structure. The pro in front of me picked up 2 items, but the only thing I saw them holding was a piece of paper. What could be
Okay.
so valuable about that piece of paper that people would wait stayed in line
Let's see. What's in there?
When it was my turn, I clicked the button
Oh, it's
and I
me.
got a piece of steak. So this is how the parkour pros get food.
Farm
Then
work,
I
15
received the
minutes.
piece of paper. The paper said farm work equals 15 minutes. And this is when I
What?
realized how life was different on the pro level of Parkour Civilization. Instead of parkouring for food like the noobs do, the pros parkour for work. Just like the guy who sold me my house, the guards in Parkour Prison, or even the pros that fed me every day. They were all just completing their daily task that they got from this piece of paper. And now for my first daily
So
task,
that explains why they have like 10 different jobs.
I was assigned to work on the farm. Before
Okay.
this, I had never seen an animal in Parkour Civilization, but this is the place they were all kept. This place was responsible for feeding
Look at all this meat.
all of the parkour pros and all of the parkour noobs. And it should be no surprise that in Parkour Civilization, even the animals had to do a parkour course.
There's no way. How the fuck you gonna make an animal do parkour, bro? They don't even know how to walk.
My daily task meant that I had to watch all of the animals that did the parkour course.
Dude.
Oh man, this job is terrible. Now I'm just gonna have to watch a cow fall off and die.
Like,
What the?
oh,
my god, this cow is cooking.
bro, he's better than you.
How did he even do that? The parkour
the-
pros only eat the meat from the animals that complete the parkour course. They say it
That's wild. So they complete a parkour course and they get rewarded by getting eaten.
enhances your parkour
What?
abilities. As for the other animals that don't make the course, well, that's where the meat comes from on the noob level. And some noob's gonna
Oh
have to
my
eat that.
God.
Wow, I cannot say I missed that. Parkour pros do their daily tasks for a reason. Once you've completed the task that you got on your piece of paper, you take it to the training grounds. This place is
Okay.
basically the only reason parkour pros are incentivized to work. This is because this is the only place in Parkour Civilization where you can practice parkour without worrying about falling to the lower level. The
Oh,
entrance to the
okay.
training grounds is blocked by a barrier, and the only way in is to throw in your slip of paper once you've completed the work. The daily task I completed gave me 15 minutes of practice time. That
Alright,
meant for the
that's
next
cool.
15 minutes, I could
That's a
practice
W.
any parkour jump I could possibly think of. Here, you
Oh,
have
you
the
could get all
ability
the
to
wood
build any
planks?
parkour jump you want. But with this being my first day as a parkour pro, I didn't even know what I needed to practice. So I just decided to do the jumps that people left here. It
Hey.
seemed like a lot of the pros were practicing fence jumps,
Oh, you
which are
failed.
jumps I
You
had
would've
little
died.
to no experience on. But what scared me the most is what I saw over here.
What the
Someone was
fuck?
practicing not one, but multiple 3-block vertical jumps. It almost seemed
Yo, how do you even make that?
impossible to do even one. But if someone was practicing these jumps, that could only mean one thing: that the way up to become a parkour master
that
would
jump.
be nearly impossible. If I was gonna have any shot at ranking up to become a master, I was gonna have to spend much more time in here practicing.
Yeah, you
Another
need that.
beautiful day, and I don't have to wake up to either raw chicken or raw beef. Even
Hell
though I've
yeah.
only been here for a few days, I feel like I haven't really enjoyed myself yet. I mean, for once in my life,
Because you're too worried about becoming champion, bro.
I don't even have to go outside to parkour for food. I don't even have to grab my piece of steak. I'll still have full hunger for days. And now,
Facts.
instead of being bullied by all the parkour pros like I was down at the noob level, I can just do anything I want and no one's here to punish me.
Hey, you want to come with me to get our daily jobs? I don't want to be late.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do my daily task. I think I'm just gonna chill today, honestly.
Bro.
What do you mean you're gonna chill? You're not gonna get your daily tasks? Are you sure about
I
that?
ain't gonna lie, don't get content, bro. I know you want to chill, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gotta work hard every single day towards something.
What? I mean, no one says we have to, so what's the problem?
I don't know. I just have never seen anyone not do their daily task.
Wow, maybe I'm teaching the parkour pros that they don't have to parkour all the time. But later that day,
Wow.
I realized I made a
Hey, don't get lazy, bro. It's gonna bite you in the ass.
huge mistake. What in the world is that sound?
The
Bro,
freak?
come on, I was just trying to sleep. Who keeps making that horn noise?
Dude, hurry.
Who's
You gotta
horny?
get out here now. Follow me
Oh.
and make sure you don't miss a jump.
Whoa, 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 what's going on? Be late for what?
What the
Wait,
heck?
where are you going? I started parkouring in the direction that my neighbor was going. And that's when I saw a bunch of parkour
like a
pros
meeting?
lined up, standing completely still. I had no clue what was going on, but
going
I followed
on,
my
bruh?
neighbor and soon I got in line with all of the other parkour pros. No
Okay.
one was saying anything. Hey, can anyone tell me what's going on?
Dude, don't say anything and look straight ahead.
Why
Straight ahead.
can't someone just explain what's happening? But that's when it happened. Not too far ahead, someone
the-
dropped down from the sky. It was
A black guy.
parkour master.
One
Oh,
of you
that
was
guy- oh,
supposed
yeah.
to design a new course, but someone didn't do their task. Who was it?
Oh,
Oh,
no, I'm
shit.
done for. Why does this have to be me? I watched as the parkour master interrogated each and every one of the
Bro, you're cooked, bro. All because you wanted to be lazy one day.
parkour pros, knowing that sooner or later he was gonna show up where I was.
You. What was your task?
My task, I was selling houses to noobs on the bottom level.
Someone already did that task. Prepare
Oh
for a
my-
parkour battle.
A parkour,
Parkour battle?
The parkour battle starts now.
This is just
What the
great. Why does
frick?
my first parkour battle have to be against a parkour master?
For my first attack, I'm attacking you with a 3-block jump.
Okay, a 3-block.
Wait, why does this actually look like a cool ass thing to do though? Like, so you basically make your own thing, and then whoever has like the best parkour wins.
That's doable. I
That's
think I
cool.
can survive this round. In Parkour Civilization, it should be no surprise that people fight each other with more parkour. If someone attacks you with a jump and you don't make it, you pay the price. Oh, this isn't good. I'm already
Shit.
down 4 hearts.
I gave you an easy one, but I guess this is going to be over faster than I thought. Get ready for my next attack.
The worst part about parkour
Yeah, you're
battles
cooked,
is you
I ain't
can't
gonna
even
lie.
attack your opponent until you defend one of their attacks. And by the looks of this next jump, I probably won't be attacking the parkour master at
Oh
all.
my
Your
god.
turn. 4 blocks by 3 blocks.
He like
diagonal
floated.
jump.
All right, here goes nothing. 1,
4
2,
blocks?
3, 4.
Four.
1, 2, 3. Oh man, this is so
Yo,
far. How did we do
what?
this first try? I was hoping I would get lucky, but luck wasn't
Nah, those boots gotta have crack in them, bro. They ain't no way.
on my side. The second attack hit me, and I was down to 2 hearts.
The hell?
This is too fun for me. One more attack, and you'll be gone forever.
The parkour master was right. If I failed to defend one more attack, it's game over for me. All I could hope for now is that the parkour master fails this last jump. That way, I could actually have a chance to attack. No way he makes this first try. Oh god, he made it.
This is it for you, parkour pro.
Bro, I'm telling you, those boots have crack in them, bro.
A 3-block vertical
That's the only way.
jump to decide your fate.
This was it. My entire journey in Parkour Civilization came down to this one jump, and it was a 3-block vertical jump.
3-block
I thought when I
vertical.
ranked up to become a parkour pro, my days of parkouring to survive were over, but I soon realized I knew nothing about parkour society. Even
Hell
as a
no.
pro, I wasn't even close to being at the top of Parkour Civilization. The parkour pros were the workers of society. Every day, we would get a new daily job to complete, and I found out the hard way what happens if you skip your job, because the one
Facts, bro. This is in real life too, bro. Even though, you know, you get to a place where you get a little comfortable, you can't get comfortable. You gotta work hard.
I didn't get my daily task, a parkour master came down and challenged me to a parkour battle. And now I have to do the hardest jump I've ever done in my life if I want to live. This was it. All my work to rank up to become a parkour pro was gonna be for nothing if I didn't make this jump. But at least I was gonna die trying. I
Alright.
took a deep breath and I jumped. What?
Oh!
Is this real?
How'd you make that?
I did it. I made a 3-block
I feel like the other jumps were easier than this.
vertical jump.
You just bought yourself 5 more minutes of time, but we both know your fate. Get ready to attack me.
The parkour master
5
was right.
minutes?
All I did was buy myself a little time. How was I going to be able to do a jump that the parkour master couldn't do? And if I make it too easy, the parkour master will just get another chance to attack me. I got lucky last time, but I don't think I'd survive another attack from the parkour master. For my first attack, I built a
360.
1-block jump, and I did a
Yeah.
360. Maybe, just maybe, there was a chance this would work.
Wow, a 360? I've never done that before, but if you did it, it can't be that hard.
Let's go. He's
Bro,
never
you're black.
done it
You gotta
before.
do that.
I needed him to fail this jump.
What? How? Who even does 360s? What is this?
I ain't gonna lie, Edbo. You might have found a gem with that 360, bro.
By some miracle, my attack against the parkour master was
Oh.
successful. I think I found his weakness. He couldn't do a 360. This was my chance. I just had to make sure that I kept making my jumps. For my next attack,
Okay.
I built a 2-block jump.
Do a
I've never
360
even
again.
made this jump before, but my entire life depended on it. I jumped, and I successfully made a 2-block
Oh yeah, you're cooked, buddy. You're cooked, black boy.
jump
I mean,
with a 360.
King.
This is ridiculous. How are you doing these jumps?
I watched as the parkour master tried to defend against my attack, but once again, the 360 was too difficult for him.
This can't be possible. How are you beating me?
Now, both the
your
parkour
ass.
master and I were at 2 hearts. The next person to land an attack would win the parkour battle. Alright, you ready for a 3-block jump with a 360?
No,
3
stop.
block?
I yield. You win the parkour battle.
What?
Did you just forfeit? What kind of king are you?
Are you serious? No way. I actually won the parkour battle? Somehow I
What
beat
the
a
heck?
parkour master.
because you beat me, I have something that can help you rank up to become a parkour master.
I could become a
All
parkour
right.
master? The master said that the course to becoming a parkour master would be impossible, but he had something that could help me along the way. He pulled out an item and threw it on the ground.
hell is that?
I went to pick it up and I figured out that it was a totem of
Totem of
undying. He
Undying.
said somewhere in the course there is a jump that I won't survive, and I'll know it when I see it. He told me to go attempt the course to rank up and find this jump. He said to find any information about the secret to completing that jump, because if I can
Okay.
figure out how to make the jump, I could rank up to become a parkour master.
So
This was
Totem of Undying, that seems like some sort of invincible potion or something that he can use to survive the non-survivable jump. I don't know.
insane. Earlier
That's a
today, I
guess.
didn't even know parkour battles existed, and somehow I won my first battle, not just against anyone, but a parkour master. And now I actually have a reason to go back to the parkour temple and try to do the course to become a parkour master.
Ooh,
I didn't like thinking
that's
about
hefty.
the fact that that wasn't the course to rank up. That was just the path to get up to the temple. But
What?
I wasn't going to make the journey up the temple just yet. Not only did I need food to get my health back, but I needed to do my daily task. I barely escaped with my life after missing one day of work, so I wasn't going to do that again. And today my task was feed noobs. I
Feed
realized
noobs.
after all this time of being a parkour pro, I've never made my way back down to the noob level yet. I wonder if anything's changed down there since I ranked up.
Hey, don't be too bougie, man. That's where you came from.
If you're a pro in Parkour Civilization and you fall, you'll lose your rank and become a noob again. But you can still go down to the lower level. There's just a different way. This is
Okay.
the first time I'd been back to this part of the Parkour Temple since I ranked up. And now that I was a pro, I had access to a different doorway that I've never seen before. This
the
new
hell?
path led to a giant staircase that would take me back down to the noob level. If I missed one
Oh.
of these jumps, I would for sure die. But fortunately, one block jumps are too easy for me now that I'm a parkour pro. When I got
Alright,
to the
buddy.
bottom, I collected everything I needed in order for me to complete my daily task. It's crazy to think that I'm still the only one to have ever completed this course,
Wow.
but the barrier I used still should
So
be
if he's the only one that completed that course, then how did the other people become pros though? Like they just were born pros? Like what?
there, so maybe someone else will. This is so strange. I once lived in this neighborhood. That was once my mansion. And now as a
Damn.
parkour pro, I can see what it really looks like from down here. When I lived here, I was the only one that lived in my neighborhood, or at least the only one left. So does anyone live here anymore? Hello? Anyone home? Okay, I guess
Nope,
not.
no one's
Maybe
there.
someone bought my mansion? I don't know. Hello? Anyone here?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh, no way. Someone
Oh.
actually does live here. All right, time to set up the jumps. Let's see, 1 block jump for raw chicken, and then the 1 block vertical jump for raw beef. Man, I can't believe I'm actually doing
Wow.
this job now. All right,
That's a feel
mandatory
weird.
parkour check.
Oh, great. It's you.
You're a parkour noob
Oh,
now?
what the-
Weren't you just at my house? Yeah, you delivered my parkour to me. So what happened?
What do you think happened, genius? You just paid me a huge tip, and I was so happy. And then
This nigga. Yo.
I fell out the front door.
Hey, man,
What the
well, you know, I ranked up, so you
I
could
ain't gonna lie,
too.
your
All right,
ass.
so now you have to choose your
You
jump.
think I don't know what to do already? Just let me jump for my food in peace.
Hey, I feel like I remember being in a situation that was just like this. You really think I could rank up to be a parkour pro?
Not a chance. You're a parkour noob. And you think you're
Wow.
so good now. Just wait till I rank up.
Oh, shit.
That's what your stupid ass get, bro. You over here being mean and shit.
Dude. Oh, man, that sucks. Dang, now he has to spend another 50 years in
Damn.
parkour prison. Oh, well. After only finding 2 noobs to feed, I went back to the other neighborhood where I found the old man. It just seems so weird that he disappeared out of nowhere. I wanted to see if there's a chance that he came back. But when I got to the house, a parkour
Wait, I'm low-key thinking now. I'm just gonna make a prediction. Maybe the old man is like the top tier for some reason. And he's like setting this guy up to like be a successor. I don't know.
master
That's just a
walked out
guess.
the front door. Luckily, I wasn't spotted. What was a parkour master doing all the way at the noob level? And why did he come from this house? When I
What
thought
the
the coast
hell?
was clear, I made my way over. This couldn't be a coincidence. This is the only
Yeah, that's
house
kinda
I've seen
weird.
with a secret room, and now a parkour master shows up here? Does the master
Mm.
even know about the secret room? I went to go inside, but something
Oh,
was
it's
wrong.
closed.
There was no secret doorway. It was gone.
What
I
the
was
hell?
sure this was the right house. That parkour master must have came here to block up the entrance. I sat there thinking about why the parkour master would do that, but
Hmm.
nothing made sense to me. But that didn't matter to me right now. Now that I finished
Okay.
my daily task, it was time to try the course to rank up to become a parkour master and find this impossible jump. I got back up to the pro level, dropped off my daily task paper, and got ready to climb the parkour temple. Now I had one thing to worry about,
Alright,
and
come
that
on,
was
let's do
making
this.
this initial course to get into the temple. I wasn't worried about
Doesn't look
falling.
too hard.
I was worried
Let's
about
see.
wasting my totem of
There.
undying. The parkour master
that's
said
kinda
that I
hard
would
right there.
not survive the impossible jump. So
Uh-huh.
if I got to that jump
Hey.
with no totem
Hey.
of undying, then this entire journey would be for nothing. I scaled my way up the side of the parkour
Oh.
temple
That's
until I
kinda hard, I
got
ain't
to
gonna
the
lie.
very top. Most of the
I'm getting
jumps were
nervous.
2-block vertical jumps, but
Hey.
towards the end, I had to make this 3-block jump. Now, I couldn't afford to make any mistakes. That's when I made the last jump, and I was
we got there.
inside the parkour temple. What's crazy is that none of
Don't
those
look down, bro. That makes me dizzy.
jumps were a part of the real course to rank up. This was the real course. Already at first glance,
Oh my
I was seeing
God.
blocks I've never seen
Floating trees and shit. Oh yeah, this is good.
used in parkour before, but I was expecting that. There's a reason why almost no pros even attempt this course, and that's because it's so dangerous.
Oh
Fence
my
jumps,
God.
trapdoor jumps, and ladder jumps. The jumps just kept getting harder and harder the more I looked at it. But I wasn't here to rank up.
That's
All I was
impossible.
here to do was find the impossible jump that the parkour master told me about. If
Okay.
I find this jump and study it like he told me to, maybe I have an actual chance of becoming a parkour master. I climbed to the top of the ladder, and
Well, you
now
still have to do the course a little bit, right?
I was really at the start of the course. Any fall from this height would result in death. And of course, I have to do fence jumps as the very first section. I
Okay.
held out my totem of undying and I climbed on the course to begin. Fence jumps were
Huh.
my worst nightmare, but so far I've made 3 in a
Bro.
row. But I
This jump is scary, dude. This little one fence.
soon realized
That's not even a
that's
fence,
all I
it's just a
needed to do,
part
because I
of
think
the
I
fence.
found the impossible jump.
Oh, it has
What
to be that.
is this jump? Is this a 4-block vertical fence jump?
That's
There's
like a
no way this is
5-block.
the right way, right? But there was nowhere else to go. This was clearly the right path, but this jump was, it had to be impossible.
Wait, can you go to this one and then jump on the edge? Because these things have an edge. Or no?
Well, the master gave me a totem for a reason. I attempted the
Oh.
jump, but got nowhere
Oh.
close to even making it. That was it. That was my one chance to use the totem of undying. And I'm just hoping that that was the jump he was talking about. Now,
I don't
had to study
know.
the jump, and I knew just the way to do that. Fortunately, it was my neighbor who was working as the parkour delivery service today. Hey, I need a jump built in my house. Follow me. I need to show you what it looks like. All right, so for the jump I need built, it's kind of a little ways away.
Oh man, is the parkour jump all the way up there?
Yeah, it's fine. I'll tip you good. Just follow me. I brought my neighbor all the way up into the parkour temple and showed him the jump I wanted him to build. Since the jump was complicated, he placed down a block that copies every block on this jump. And after paying for his services, I now have this impossible parkour jump inside my own house. Now I can study this jump every single day. It turns out the jump was a 3-block
That's actually such WIQ.
vertical jump, but with the fences, it turns into a 4-block. It was actually impossible. So what was I missing here? I couldn't just practice this jump because parkour civilization laws state all jumps inside your home must have a risk of dying. So practicing wasn't gonna be my best option. This doesn't make any
what are you
sense.
gonna
I'll
do?
think about it tomorrow, I guess. I was gonna leave it, but that's when I slipped. No!
No!
For my entire life, I've been
Oh my
parkouring to survive.
God.
That's how any of us survive in parkour civilization. If you don't make the jumps, you pay the price. But no matter how many people I've seen fall, that never stopped me from believing that I could parkour all the way to the top of society. I was the first noob to ever rank up to become a parkour pro. I beat a parkour master in my first
So I think he puts the recap in the whole video. Maybe did he release videos like in order and then he just put it all together in this video?
parkour battle, and I even found the impossible jump that the parkour master told me to look for. The worst part is I was so close. I actually thought I could be a champion one day, but one jump can change everything.
Oh my God.
I thought I was dead until I
Oh.
wasn't. What? How am I alive? My journey in parkour
What the
civilization
hell is a
should have
barrier right
ended.
there?
I was supposed to die there, but a barrier block caught my fall.
What the
This
hell?
barrier block had to have been placed by someone, right? Unless it wasn't. The guy who came to deliver parkour used a device that copied every single block from the impossible jump. That had to be it. The barrier was
Oh,
from
the
the
barrier.
impossible jump. This is what the parkour master wanted me to find. It was the way to
Oh,
get past
shit.
the impossible jump. And now that I know about it,
So there's a barrier he could just walk through it or
can
something.
actually
Or
rank
walk on
up
it.
to become a parkour master. This means I was gonna have to prepare. I couldn't believe it. Just a few minutes ago, I was about to fall down back to the
Wow.
noob level and become a parkour noob forever. And now I'm preparing to rank up again to become
everything
a
happens for a
parkour
reason.
master. All right, let's see what my daily task is today.
Course building?
Parkour course building. Okay, definitely cannot skip that. The last time I tried skipping my daily task, I was assigned parkour course building, and that resulted in a parkour master challenging me to a parkour battle where I barely survived. So I'm not gonna do that again.
Do not
so
skip
far,
ever.
this was the first time I've done a daily task that was located in parkour prison, and the only way to get there is by jumping in the void. Ever
You
since
scared me right now. I was like, there's no way you just fell.
I escaped this prison, I've never been back, and now I'm working here.
Oh, finally you're here. I thought you were never gonna show up. The parkour master
Bro, this guy is literally everywhere, dude.
last course made. And make sure you don't make the jumps too easy. There's only 2 noobs left in parkour prison, so I'll just grab one of them to do the course.
There's only 2 noobs left in parkour prison? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. In parkour civilization, the
Everybody
parkour
just
pros
died.
are responsible for building new parkour courses for the parkour masters. And since the pros would never want to try these courses on their own, the prisoners of parkour prison are used instead. No way, it's you again.
Oh
You
my
think you're
god.
so good now. Just
Oh yeah, now you gonna have to show off your skills, buddy. Let's
wait
see.
till I rank up.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, man, but you gotta be the one to do random parkour testing today.
Why can't you pick the old guy? He's like 100 years old.
Look, man, I
The
don't make
old
the
guy?
rules. You just gotta do the course.
This is too easy. I'm making it out of here.
No, no. Oh,
This nigga, bro. Yo, how were you ever a parkour pro, bro? You're ass.
oh no, he's gone.
You're an ass pro.
For real this time. All right, daily task completed. One step closer to becoming a parkour master.
May you save us all, Evbo.
After a few
Oh, that's the guy he was talking about.
more days of completing more daily tasks,
He said save us all. So basically, Evo's destiny is to free everyone from this horrible civilization.
I was getting closer to attempting the course to rank up to become a master. I had been planning
Course
this
building.
out carefully. I wasn't just gonna go into the hardest parkour course of my life unprepared. I had saved 4 of my daily task papers to take to the parkour training grounds. As a parkour pro, each
Okay.
daily task you complete gives you 15 minutes of practice time. Since I saved up, I have now 1 hour to practice as much parkour as I could. This
Okay,
would
let's do
probably
it.
be one of the last times I could parkour without worrying about dying. Because once I step foot into the parkour temple to become a master, there would be no turning back. All of
Yeah.
this preparation is relying on the fact that there actually is a secret path to get past the impossible jump. But I've come too far and I've been through too much to give up now. I have to believe there's a way to rank up.
Let's do
I
it.
tried
Let's do it,
practicing
Ebbo.
every jump that I remembered from the parkour temple. Most of the jumps I saw were either fences, trapdoors, or ladders, and I used my entire time in the training grounds practicing those jumps. By the end of the hour, I felt like I had unlocked parkour abilities I've never had before. I was speedrunning through fence jumps and trapdoor jumps easily. 3-block jumps weren't even a challenge for
Bro,
me
trapdoor jumps look so hard. What the
by
hell?
the end of my training. And that's how I knew that it was time to head to the parkour temple and do the course to become a parkour master.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. He's heading to the parkour temple now. Don't worry, sir. I have something planned. I can promise you he's not making it out alive.
Yo, what the hell? He's preying on Evo's downfall, bro. Stop doing that.
This was it. It was time to
You're
start the
weird.
journey up the parkour temple. The last time I made this climb, I had a totem of undying for a second chance. But this time around, there would be no second chances. This
Yeah,
was
this
my
is it.
last and only
This is
run.
it. You
If
gotta
I don't
make it
make
through.
every single one of these jumps in the parkour course, this would be the last view I ever have of parkour civilization. But that's how parkour life is. You either rise or you fall. You can never stay in the same place. And I had decided that I was going to be the one to rise. I got to the top of the ladder and it was time to start the parkour course. Any
All right.
fall from this height would be the death of me. But the fence jumps weren't what I was worried about. It was this, the impossible jump. This is when I find out
So where the freak is this barrier?
if the secret path is real or not. I studied where the barrier block was in my house. If I wanted to land on the barrier, I would have to walk off the fence. If I jumped, I would miss the block. And that's assuming it was even there. But
Yeah.
there's only one way to find out. I
Gotta
walked
do
off
it.
the ledge
Oh!
and I was alive.
You made it!
Was here. The secret path was real. Now I knew it was possible.
Wow.
It was possible to become a parkour
Where do you go
master.
from here,
I
though?
looked around for where to go next
Oh, right
and I
here.
saw the outline of a barrier 3 blocks to my left. And I saw the staircase of barriers that would lead up back onto the parkour course. I've never
let's
done invisible
go.
parkour before, but there's a first time for everything.
Okay.
I made the 3-block jump and I was on the secret path. I didn't understand. Did someone make the secret path or was the course designed like this from the beginning? Either
I'm pretty
way,
sure it was designed like this, bro. Everything in here is set up for failure.
however the secret path got there, it got me back on the course. And now I was gonna have to make every jump first try. Thankfully, I got past the fence section, but now I was on the trapdoors. Trapdoors were only a quarter of the size of a regular block, meaning if I missed the jump by even a little, it would be game over.
Oh, yeah.
This next
Oh my
jump was
God,
a
that's so
3-block
hard.
diagonal jump. I didn't practice this
What?
jump, but I
Oh.
made it. I had made it past the trap doors, but now I was on the regular doors. I had almost no experience with door jumps, but I knew I had to be careful. If I wasn't paying attention and I opened one of
these look hard.
the doors the wrong way,
I don't know
could
if I'd
get
be able to
knocked
do
off,
this.
and there would be no totem of undying to save me this time. The jumps kept getting harder and harder, and each jump I felt like I was barely hanging on the edge. But it didn't matter as long as I was staying on the course. One by one,
my balls would definitely be dropping trying to do this.
Kept making the jumps, and I was getting higher and higher off the ground. The last door jump was a 3.5 block jump. It was far, but it wasn't going to be the jump that stopped me from ranking up. I didn't like thinking about the fact that this course had no room for error. When I ranked up before, at least the course had blocks to potentially break my fall, but here, there was nothing that could save me. Luckily, I made it past the door section, and now I was on to the ladder section. Everything was going smoothly until I found something I've never seen before. Is this jump even possible? This is a 2-block vertical jump.
I think you have to jump like on the ladder and climb up, right?
Never seen this jump before, but I figured it had to be possible. I went for it and I made it. And that's when I saw one of the hardest jumps I've ever seen. Oh no, this could be the end of me.
My God.
Come on, please hang on. Oh, that was too close.
Damn.
I was inches away from slipping off the ladder, but by some miracle, I was still on the course. Now I was parkouring on fully grown trees. I didn't even know trees still existed in Parkour Civilization, but I didn't have time to focus on that right now. I was looking at the last jumps and I realized I was almost at the top.
Yeah, you're almost there,
actually
bro.
gonna do it. All right, where do I jump to now? What the?
No,
what
no,
is going
no.
on? What is?
It's TNT, bro.
No.
Jump.
I was too late to realize. I opened my eyes and I was still on the tree with 2 hearts
Oh
left.
my
What
God.
happened? Was that a part of the course?
Nah, somebody planted that there, bro. There's no way.
That is impressive. I thought the TNT would do the trick, but you just want to stay alive.
What the? Who are you? What are you doing here?
Yo, so the master or maybe the champion or something. I don't think there's a champion. I actually don't think there's a champion at all. I think just the masters don't want anybody to be champion, so they're trying to set people up to just die, bro.
So confused. What is going on?
Oh, please don't tell me you thought you were going to rank up. You were a noob. You don't belong up there. You could never be a parkour master.
Yes, he can, bro. He's destined for this shit.
Belong at the bottom level. You were a noob. You were born to be one, and you'll always be one.
Shut
And now
your
I
bitch
gotta
ass.
finish the job. Prepare for a parkour battle.
Oh my
a parkour
God,
battle is
not
not what I
again.
need right now. I only have 2 hearts left.
Dude.
That means if I fail to defend any parkour attack, that will be the end of me. And to think I actually had a chance of ranking up.
Say
I
goodbye.
ain't gonna lie. Do a parkour on these trees. Do a 360 on these trees, bro. He's not doing that.
To Parkour Civilization. The battle starts now. I attack you with a 2-block diagonal vertical jump.
Whoever this was
Bro.
severely underestimated me.
Yeah,
I've beaten
dude.
a master in a parkour battle, and I sure wasn't gonna get out to a jump like that.
There's no point in fighting back. Your fate is inevitable.
I didn't listen to
Shut your ugly ass up. Your ugliness is inevitable.
the parkour pro. I knew that as long as I could parkour, I was still in this. Now, I couldn't afford to play it safe. I needed an attack that would finish him once and for all. And
Backwards
that meant
jump?
doing a jump I've never done before. Come on, please
Backwards.
make it. Oh, I did it.
No. What was that? What was that jump?
Well,
Backwards
that
jump,
would be
buddy.
a 2-block downwards backwards jump. Wait, sorry, I messed up. It's actually a 2-block downwards backwards diagonal jump. This was it. The pro lined up at the edge of the block
Yeah,
and
you're
jumped
cooked.
backwards.
You're
Come on,
cooked.
please. No.
I did it. I won
No.
the parkour battle. But against who? That was just a parkour pro. Why was another pro trying to attack me? And why did they not want me to rank up? What was all that stuff he was saying
That was definitely coming from someone, though.
about how I was born to be at the bottom? There was too much to
What
think
the
about,
heck?
but I had to set that
Bro,
aside
there's racism in Minecraft.
because now I still had to worry
Or
about
should I say parkourism?
surviving the parkour course. And not even just the parkour jumps. Who knows if there are more traps waiting for me ahead? I took a look at the rest of
Slime
the course.
jump!
I could see the final stretch of jumps, and all I had to do now was a slime block jump. Let's go.
Okay, come on.
All the days I was using my custom slime block jump to get to my bed were just practice for this
Yes,
moment.
yes.
I jumped and I made it. Now I was
Let's go.
standing on one of the final jumps of the course.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of like the Batman movie. I don't remember the one with Bane in it. I think it was called The Dark Knight Rises. And like Batman had to like climb up the freaking wall and like nobody's made it up to the top. Let me know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
And I could see the doorway up ahead. And now were the 3-block vertical jumps. But I've been practicing for this moment. I used my momentum to do all 5 jumps in a row. In less than 10 jumps, I would be a parkour master. Now I was at a tricky part. I've never
what
even
the
seen
frick?
chain jumps before.
Chain
but compared to
jumps?
surviving a surprise attack and parkour battle,
Oh.
it was nothing to me anymore. I made the final chain jump, and I was one jump away
Bro,
from
Ebo
becoming
is so
a
lit.
parkour master. This was it. This was what everything was leading up to. The old man that helped me, the parkour master that gave me the totem, they all wanted me
You're
to make it to
destined for
this
this
point,
shit, bro.
and I wasn't gonna let them down. I jumped, and I made it. I did it. I actually did it.
Let's
I turned
freaking
around
go.
and looked at how high I was off the ground. I had beaten the course that no pro even
Bro, be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself, bro. You didn't come this far for no reason.
attempts to do. And now I'm about to rank up. Once I step through these doors, I will no longer be a parkour pro. I will be a parkour master. The door opened, revealing an entirely different room. All of the
Damn.
walls were made up of quartz. What was society even gonna look like up here? I couldn't describe it, but everything was so perfect compared to the layers down below. I looked over and I
It's
saw
like a modern age parkour.
lava parkour
Civilization.
jump with dispensers in the middle. Oh, I know what
Okay.
this is. This would hopefully be the last time I ever have to wear pro boots again. I took off my boots
Okay.
and threw them in the lava. And now I just gotta make sure I don't fail this jump. I jumped through the dispensers and I was equipped with golden boots. I was now
Golden boots,
officially
baby!
a parkour master. The last time I
Yo.
ranked up to become a pro, there were people working in the parkour temple, but now I don't see anyone here. I realized how different society was between the noob and pro levels, so how much different could this society be? Well, I guess
Probably
there's
real
only one
different,
way to
bro.
find out. I walked up the stairs and I started to see the inside of the parkour temple. All right, I think I'm ready to see what society's like up here.
I'm
I
excited
walked
to
up the
see. Let's
stairs
go.
into the parkour master society. Oh my.
Oh my god,
Becoming a
show
master
it.
of parkour civilization wasn't easy. I had to risk my life finding a way past an impossible jump. I had to complete parkour jumps that I've never even done before. I even had to survive a surprise attack.
Yeah, so I
while
think he
trying
put
to
all
rank
the
up.
videos
But
together
no matter what
and all the
challenge I
recaps.
faced, nothing stopped me from ranking up to become a parkour master. Now I get to be the first parkour pro to see what society is like up here. Oh
My
This is what
God.
parkour civilization looks like as a
What?
master. Up here, only
That's
the best of the best
crazy.
can survive all of the jumps. One missed jump and I would rank down back to a parkour pro, and all of my work to get up here would have been for nothing.
Oh my
And
god, these are all like 4-block jumps.
now it looks like I'm gonna be fighting for my life
4 or
every
5
jump.
block-
As a parkour noob, I only had to do 1-block jumps. When I became a pro, those 1-block jumps turned into 2-block
block
jumps.
jumps.
And now as a parkour master, everywhere I look is a 3-block jump.
Oh, 3
Except now
blocks,
up here,
okay.
there are parkour highways. It seemed like taking the highway was
That's
a
a good
little
analogy.
easier since the glass jumps were about 2.5 blocks. I was expecting life to be different up here, but I did not think it would look like this. I mean, were these even
Wow.
houses? These
What the
were
hell are
more
those?
like skyscrapers. Wait, could I actually buy a skyscraper as a master? I
Probably.
looked up and way up high, I saw a parkour master easily making the jumps.
Oh my
Just when I
gosh,
thought he
what
was
the-
gonna die from fall damage, he just caught himself with a water bucket and moved on. I've never
A
heard
water
of water
bucket?
bucket parkour being a thing, but that's when I remembered the parkour master that I battled came
Oh
down
yeah, he did use water. I didn't even notice
the
that.
same way. So parkour masters can use water to never take fall damage? Alright, well it looks like I gotta go find myself a water bucket. I made my way over to what looked like to be some sort of parkour staircase. And this
Okay.
definitely didn't look like an easy staircase to climb.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Oh no, my
What
first
the
day
hell's
as a
that?
parkour master and I'm already in trouble? I turned around but didn't see anybody until a parkour
Oh!
master dropped down out of nowhere.
It seems like you're new here. You should probably get off the staircase if you don't have
Bro,
your
what is this? This gotta be the ugliest skin I ever seen in my life.
water bucket yet.
Okay, I'm not gonna fight back on this one, not trying to make enemies on my first day. The master explained that I shouldn't be going up high without a water bucket because one missed jump and I'll die from fall damage. And he said masters never die from fall damage. Okay, so how do I
Okay.
get a water bucket then?
Do you even have a house yet?
No.
All right, buddy. You should probably get a house first. Like
All
that
right,
one
buddy.
over there. You need something on the ground level. Something where you don't have to go up high for.
Are you serious? These are actually houses? Okay, so how do I get a house? The master showed me the building where I could buy my parkour skyscraper.
You're new
Okay.
here. I'll help you out a little bit. I'm kind of rich, so just take this and
I'm kind of rich. Bro, stop trying to flex on us, you dumbass.
hopefully that will help you buy your first house.
You're rich? Wait, what does that
What?
mean? It was already clear that I knew nothing about what life was like up here. The
kinda
parkour
rich.
master dropped me 5 oak blocks. Why would he drop me these? Wait,
Damn,
how-
he sees you as charity, Ebo. I ain't gonna lie, that's disrespectful. He said you poor as fuck.
much is a skyscraper gonna cost? I made my way over to the shop where I was gonna buy my first house as a parkour master. I walked inside and the
Yo, what
store
the hell
looked
is that?
nothing like all of the other shops
freaking
I bought
alien?
houses from. Instead, there was just one giant hole in the middle. Okay, don't tell me I have to do this jump to buy a skyscraper. Is this even
Oh
possible?
my god.
Okay, clearly you have no idea how this works. You have to build your jump, buddy.
Let's go. I could build my
Oh,
own jump
okay.
to pay for my house. Now I understand why the parkour master gave me these blocks. All right, what am I gonna build?
Okay.
Wait, how do I even know this is gonna be enough to buy the house? Can't you just tell me how much the house costs?
No, that's your job. Just warning you, if you don't pay enough, I'm not gonna sell you a house.
Wait,
Okay, I have
what?
to guess the price. That's just great. Let's
So
just
you
hope
just have
this
to
3-block
guess?
diagonal jump works. Nice. All right,
Okay.
did I get the house?
Bro, you're kidding, right? You're trying to buy a skyscraper. Why would you think that would work? If I had a dirt house to
Yeah,
sell,
that's
I
kinda
wouldn't even
true.
give it to you for that.
Okay, that's
Damn.
not good. Now I just wasted 3 of the blocks I had. How am I possibly gonna make a jump hard enough to buy a skyscraper with 1 block?
You're
Okay,
gonna have to do a 360 on one of them.
okay, let's see. This is a 3-block jump and then into a 2-block jump. Oh god, I have an idea and I don't like it. But if I'm gonna buy a parkour skyscraper, I think this is my only choice. This is such a
360.
bad idea. Why am I doing
on.
this? Whatever. I'm just gonna go for it. 1, 2.
Oh!
I cannot believe I
Oh!
just made that.
I've never even seen a 360, but you just paid me
Bro,
with
so nobody does 360s? Yo, Evo's really different. He's a different breed.
2 in a row. This is incredible. Let me show you to your parkour skyscraper.
If
All
there's
right.
one thing I know about life in parkour civilization, it's that a 360 can solve everything.
Facts.
All right, here's your new house.
I have to be the first person in history to have bought a house on the noob level, the pro level, and the master level.
Ooh.
I cannot wait to check this
Bro,
out.
Evo really did came from the bottom up, bro. We gotta clap it up for that. Nah, he's really him, bro. Nobody can tell him nothing.
Wait, how do I even get up here?
Oh, yeah, usually when people buy this house, they water bucket from all the way up there to get inside.
I have to jump from all the way up
What?
there just to get up 1 block?
No, since you paid me a lot, I'll help you out.
The guy told me I could
Okay.
use this block instead of water bucketing. But he said as a parkour master, if you're caught using this, everyone will make fun of you. That means I'm gonna have to get a water bucket before I become a social outcast up here. All right, time to check
Okay.
out the biggest house I've ever bought in parkour civilization. The
What?
downside about being a parkour master is every
What the
jump
frick?
in my life is now so much harder. The
Okay, well, at least you're gonna get unlimited cardio every day, because what the fuck is this?
houses up here had so many more spaces to fall through. I even had to jump if I wanted to go on the couch. But that's what it means to be a master
Wow.
in parkour civilization. Parkour masters are
I
never
thought life was supposed to get easier, not harder.
supposed to fall, no matter how hard the jump is. So, I guess I have to do all these glass jumps every time I want to get to the top floor of my house. When I climbed up the ladder, I was in my very own garden. I didn't even know nature like this still existed in parkour civilization, but now I have it in my house. This entire level of civilization was still so crazy to me. I couldn't even believe half of the things I was seeing.
Damn, that's
Never in my
crazy.
life would I have thought I would have to swim up a waterfall to get to the top floor of my house. I was so amazed by everything around me that I didn't even pay attention to the fact that I was at 2 hearts. If I missed one of these jumps and took fall damage, it might be the end of me. But I'm a master now.
How do you get back health in parkour civilization? You can't?
So I never missed jump. No! I missed
Oh
one
my-
parkour jump and I took 1 heart of damage, leaving me with 1 heart left.
Oh.
I was so focused on buying a house that I didn't even realize I had no food or no regeneration. I was still suffering the consequences from the ambush at the parkour temple. Now that I had time to process the situation, there was no way that person acted alone. Someone didn't want me to rank up.
Yeah,
and whoever
someone.
that is still out there. I
It
didn't
was that one black master, bro.
No, maybe it was another parkour master, or maybe it was someone else. All I
The
knew
one that was at the noob level.
is that I was gonna have to figure out something quick if I wanted to survive. If I missed one more jump, my entire journey would be for nothing. So if I was gonna have any chance at surviving, I was gonna need to find a place to get food. I went down the parkour highway until I saw a massive building in the distance. I was just hoping that this was a place to get food because I
See
had
what that
4
is.
hunger bars left, and I don't even want to think about what might happen if I lose the ability to sprint. I walked
Oh,
into
look,
the
there's
building,
something.
and so far I didn't see anything that resembled food. All I saw were
Dispensers.
dispensers and hoppers on the wall. All of the dispensers had
Oh, it
different
had
types of
logos.
parkour items listed above them. Maybe this was a place I could go and get more blocks to build more jumps. Or maybe not. Why don't these machines even work? I'm not getting anything.
Because
Hey,
you're
buddy,
broke.
you're not seriously trying to rob the parkour bank, are you?
Parkour bank? I already knew
What?
parkour was how people paid each other in parkour civilization, but this was different. Someone walked up with a piece of paper and put it into the dispenser. In exchange, they
hell?
got wood blocks for it. I realized the paper the guy put into the dispenser was something I was already familiar with. It must have been a daily task paper, which means not even being a parkour master can get me out of work. On the other side of the bank, I saw a staircase that was definitely too hard to do with 1 heart left.
Hey man, I don't mean to assume anything, but the top floor is for people with money. You can come back when you're rich, though.
How does every parkour
God damn, you just gonna assume that? I look broke as fuck. What the? Yo, Ed, but I ain't gonna lie, that's disrespectful.
Master, know that this is my
I wouldn't let that slide.
first day here. All right, well, I found the bank, but that didn't help me at all. The situation was getting worse as I kept going on. I was now down to 3.5 hunger bars. If I didn't get food within a few minutes, I would lose my sprint, and every 3-block jump that I've been doing would be impossible. Okay, I really hope this place sells food.
Yeah, this is the place for food. You just gotta build your jump.
Oh, this is it. I'm done for. I have no blocks left. I have no way of paying for anything in Parkour Civilization. I'm gonna be the first parkour master in history to starve. How embarrassing is that? Wait a minute. Unless parkour can be used for anything, and that includes bribing parkour pros. Could I bribe a parkour master for food? Would that work? I mean, maybe it could. What the?
Oh my!
Where did that person just come from? Oh my god, she probably fell from all the way up there. Well, oh well, free blocks for me. Let's go, I'm saved. In my entire time in Parkour Civilization, I've never even seen ice jumps. But now wasn't the time to be scared of jumps. I needed the food. All right, what does 2 3-block ice jumps get me?
Dude, you seriously paid that much?
Wait, what do you mean paid that much? Did I pay a lot? Ice jumps were apparently worth a lot in Parkour Civilization because I got 64 golden carrots.
Please
Oh
come
yeah, you're set up.
back, bro. Anytime.
Let's go. I'm not going to be the first parkour master in history to start.
Come back,
now,
bro.
I actually have a chance to start living life as a parkour master. I don't even know what to do now. Do I go to work? Or do I get a water bucket? Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting a water bucket. I took the parkour highway until I found a different building. Hopefully, this will be the place where I could get a water bucket.
It has to be the water bucket.
Because it didn't really seem like I was a parkour master until I got one. I walked into the building and I saw a giant glass staircase with a small platform on top. And on the floor, it looked like there was some sort of target.
You're here for a water bucket?
Yeah.
It's the black guy.
Is this the place I get one?
You don't just get one. You pay for one with your life. Climb up to the top of the staircase and grab a water bucket. If you make it, you keep it.
Of course, I have to risk my life yet again. Getting a water bucket was the only thing different.
And this would be the first time you ever use a water bucket. Nah, that's treacherous, bro.
Parkour Civilization. Usually, you pay for everything with parkour, but not this time. It didn't matter though. The fear of death never stopped me before.
Yes, sir. Somehow he ranked up. I don't.
Oh my god. Bro, they really trying to make him fail? What do they want from him?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Maybe he dies from the water bucket, but if he doesn't, we'll be there to stop him.
I somehow made it to the top of the glass staircase.
What you
I
guys
can
gonna
confidently
do?
say that stairs are the worst thing about being a parkour master. But right now, stairs were the least of my worries. I opened the chest to see a bunch of water buckets. The only way I'm gonna be able to keep one of these is if I go for the water bucket jump and make it successfully. If I make it, I'll have the ability to unlock an entirely new level of parkour. And if I don't, well, my entire journey's been for nothing. But that's the way life is in Parkour Civilization.
Pretty
you
much,
jump to survive. And I happen to be pretty good at it. Why did I do this to myself? I should have never ranked up. Life as a parkour noob was so much easier. I gotta say, life as a parkour master is awesome.
This is the next episode.
This is what it's like being at the top of Parkour Civilization.
No way. Did I seriously just catch another master doing a 1-block jump to get to his house?
No, I don't even know how this got here. Okay.
Yeah, but hey, we don't know how that got there, bro. Somebody just put that there. It totally wasn't me.
Now I have to start going to my house the real way, and that means taking a trip on the parkour staircase. Here in Parkour Civilization, masters should never be seen doing 1-block jumps. If you're caught, you will basically become a laughingstock in Parkour City. I tried keeping the 1-block jump to my house for as long as possible because I was avoiding getting to my house the real way. And that's because the real way to my house sucks. If I miss even one of these water bucket jumps, it would be game over for me. But everyone up here knows that
this is nerve-wracking. I don't like this.
Best parkour masters never take fall damage, and I was gonna be one of the best. Please don't let me die. Oh, thank you. All that just to get to my house. But this is the price I paid to become a parkour master. I defied death too many times to count to rank up. And now, as a master in Parkour Civilization, the only way to survive is by doing the hardest possible jumps. These were jumps I could only dream of when I was a parkour noob. But now that I earned my water bucket, I have the ability to become the greatest master in Parkour Civilization. My first days on this level...
imagine he does like a 360 something and then with the water bucket, that would be nice.
Well, we're confusing, but now I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of it. As a parkour pro, I was required to do a daily task every single day. But now as a master, I can choose to do a task whenever I want. Instead of being paid in practice time, the masters get paid with blocks. As a master, if you want to pay for things, you have to build your own jumps. That means the more blocks you have, the more powerful you are as a master. And right now, I can't make many parkour jumps, so that's why I gotta work. Parkour delivery here.
Come in.
All right, let's hope I can do this job well. Hey there, you wanted some parkour built, right?
Yeah, that's right. I ordered my new chain couch. You can put it right over there.
I can't say I've heard of a chain couch before, but I guess there's a first time for everything. All right. I think I built this right. Is this what you want?
Why the hell would you want that? That just makes it more able for you to die.
On it?
Oh, yeah, this is a real couch. Maybe if you're as rich as me one day, you can afford one of these.
You're such a bitch.
Sure. Well, I hope you enjoy your new... Oh, shoot, no.
There's no way.
Am I...
There's no way. Like, what did I just say? You're literally gonna die.
seriously not gonna get a tip? Dude, that guy said he was rich too. I could have gotten some ice blocks or something. The truth about being a parkour master is that people don't always get along. Not only do you have to survive every single jump, but you have to be ready to defend yourself with parkour.
Whoa, 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 buddy. What do you think you're doing? Everyone knows I'm the guy who sells houses. Go and take a different job.
Wait, what do you mean?
What the
My
hell?
job today is to sell houses. You can't just skip one day? Come on, man. I need the money.
That's it. Parkour battle. You and me
Oh my
right
God,
now.
here we
By
go.
defend yourself, I mean being prepared for a random parkour battle at any point. For my first move, I attacked with a 3-block diagonal jump into a 3-block vertical diagonal jump. I thought it was a strong attack, but the parkour master clearly had no problem with it. Now
No
it was
problem.
his turn to attack, and I was in serious trouble. The parkour master built a 3-block
Oh, not
chain
these
jump.
chains,
Let's
bro.
see you try to defend against this attack, buddy.
Wait,
Shit.
I don't even have chains to build with. I can't do this jump.
Then you have officially lost the parkour battle.
What?
And the
Just
selling
like that?
house job is mine again.
And there it was. That was my
Wow.
first time losing a parkour battle.
Why can't they just use the chain? Like, you jump and then I'll try to do it after you.
But that's just a part of the learning process for being a parkour master. But
Yeah.
even though I've learned so much, there's one thing that I've yet to figure out, and that's how to get to the top of the parkour temple. If I make it up there, I could potentially be the parkour champion, but I didn't see a way up. Back when I was a parkour pro, I could see the path on the side of the wall to rank up, but now there's nothing here.
That's because you can't see it. It's said that only the parkour champion knows the way up.
Standing behind me was the master
hell?
that I beat in my first parkour battle. He was the
AKA your biggest hater.
one who gave me the totem of undying and helped me find the way past the impossible jump. Without his help, I would have never become a parkour master.
Oh, actually? Oh, so maybe he is not a hater. Maybe there's another person that looks kind of like him that, I don't know. I'm
I
confused.
wouldn't even be
I'm
alive
confused.
right now.
I knew giving you that totem of undying was a good choice. Now that you ranked up, you have the chance to save all of parkour civilization
Oh, so that guy's a good guy. So it's the other one, the other black guy.
by becoming the
bad.
champion.
Save parkour civilization? Wait, what are you talking about? Why do I need to be the one to become the parkour champion?
You don't understand. We are at war. We thought all hope was lost before you ranked up. You don't understand. People aren't supposed to rank up, but you did it anyways. You need to come with me now.
What is going on? There's
Okay.
a parkour war
Let's see what he's
and
yapping about.
somehow I'm supposed to be the champion? Oh, what am I getting myself into? I should have
Bro.
never ranked up. I was happy in my mansion. The master brought me into the parkour temple and I followed him until he showed me a secret room. When I walked inside, I saw a small scale version of a map of the entire parkour civilization. The master
What?
said he had a mission for me. He told me to travel as far north as I could and find the highest parkour highway there is. He told me there's a building there that's extremely difficult to get into, but if I could get into it, I could get the truth about parkour civilization. He told me to go at night, and if I succeed, I might be able to save everyone. It was time. I woke up in the middle of the night. This was a stealth mission. If everything went according to plan, I would get in and get out and no one would see me. And
Yeah, but someone's gonna be telling you, bro. Someone's hating.
obviously, that's assuming the parkour master isn't leading me into a trap, but for whatever it's worth, I trust him. If he was trying to
Yeah.
stop me from ranking up, he wouldn't have given me the totem of undying. That means
Facts, bro. He helped you out, so you gotta trust him.
I can only assume if he wanted me dead, I would have been dead already.
Hell
but at
yeah.
this point, I wasn't doing it for the parkour master.
Somebody
I was
wants you
doing
dead,
it for
though.
me. If there was any chance I could figure out the truth about parkour civilization, I was gonna take it. All I
Yeah.
know is someone tried to stop me from ranking up, and this place might give me answers.
Facts.
I traveled north like the master
Like, you already came this far, you might as well go all the way and try to figure out everything there is to know.
told me to. And all the way at the top, I saw the parkour highway I needed to get to. There was no turning back now. Going up this might be a one-way trip. But if what I was doing actually could save parkour civilization, then someone's got to be the one to do it. So why not me? Now that I was at the
Yup.
top of the staircase, getting to the parkour highway was a different story. I didn't even know if this jump was possible.
what the hell is
I'm
that
gonna regret
jump?
This. I backed up to get momentum and I jumped. No. I thought it was too short, but I
shit.
made it. Okay, that was
Okay.
way too close. That better be the last time I do
That's
something
a
like
crazy
that. Given
jump.
that this place I was trying to find wasn't supposed to be found, that probably wouldn't be the case. I kept going on the parkour highway until I saw a
Oh, it's a
This
building.
one looked different than all of the other buildings in Parkour City, and
The
I had a
hell?
feeling that it wasn't going to be easy to get to.
Hell
But that's
no,
why
it's
the
not.
master sent me, the guy who's never failed a jump before. Yeah, let's pretend that's true. The entrance to the building looked like it was guarded by a difficult parkour course. As long as there were no people around, I was just fine with doing parkour. But if people were to show up and challenge me to a parkour battle, well, it's been a good run. This
Yeah,
next
you might
jump
be
was
cooked.
a 4-block jump. I don't
4
think
block?
I've ever done a 4-block jump straight
What
up
the
before.
fuck?
But the master said that this mission would be difficult, and if there's someone to do it, it was gonna be me. I got momentum,
Oh,
and I
momentum.
made the 4-block
Yeah,
jump.
momentum makes you jump farther. I know that in the game too.
Whew, 4-block jump down, and now,
Gotta
oh
run,
my
sprint.
god, what is this? I stood on a path of
ice?
ice blocks, and at the end, there was
Oh,
a jump
shit.
way too far to even
No
comprehend. This
way.
could have been a 6-block jump. I couldn't believe it.
Wait, can you put water and then just like slide and jump? I don't know.
I tried looking around for barrier blocks. Maybe there was a secret path to this as well, but I
Nah.
found nothing. Somehow, I was
Definitely
gonna have
not.
to make this jump. And I think I had an idea of how I might be able to do it. Okay, well, I get one chance at this. Oh man, if only I was rich enough to buy ice blocks to practice.
Oh!
I do not want to do that again. There must be a parkour god looking out for me.
he
Okay,
just
back to the
ran.
secret mission. Now, I was just hoping I didn't walk into an ambush. I walked inside and I saw a giant hole in the floor with some parkour jumps up top. I was thankful that I didn't see anyone waiting for me. And what I wasn't thankful for was this glass pane staircase. Oh man, why do they have to make staircases so complicated in Parkour Civilization? This was
Yeah, those
supposed
look
to be a
annoying.
stealth mission, but the staircase is making it really hard for that to be possible. After too long, I made it up
Yeah, I don't know if I could pass these, bro. Those are so annoying.
the staircase into the top floor. I looked around but
shit.
didn't see
It's a
anyone.
book or
All I
something.
saw was some weird pedestal in the middle and some giant screen. What is this thing? This looks so... What the... Look, I told you it was possible.
No way. That was actually incredible. All right, well, I got my money's worth.
Let's go. I got paid for parkour.
If you want, I can keep making more parkour for you to do, and I'll pay you for it.
Whoa, what just happened? How
Bro, he
did
just got a flashback?
I see that vision? That's my memory, isn't it? That's
What the
Siwa.
fuck?
I've lived that before. What is going on? I walked over to the screen and opened the book on the desk. It
Enter
said,
user.
Enter user. Well, I was here for information, wasn't I? Might as well see what this does. I put my name into the book and put it back on the desk, and text appeared on the screen.
Rank noob?
Noob. Wait, how? I'm a master though. But
Yeah,
before
why
I
didn't
could
it
think any
update?
further, someone
Oh,
appeared right behind me. Before they saw me,
Got the Akatsuki?
I ran and hid behind the bush. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good.
Oh man, going into work late today, I guess. Or early, maybe. I don't know.
So far,
What
the
the
person
hell?
didn't see me, but that's when someone else came into the room. It was Siwa. I know him, don't I? He's
What?
from my memory. I saw him walk up to the desk and start putting something in the book. And the player that was on the pedestal started moving. I watched as this player with no boots walked up to a parkour jump and failed the 1-block jump.
And we got another noob. Good. We needed more of those.
What is going on here?
What do you mean we needed more of those? Are they just collecting people?
You can come out from behind that bush, you know.
Oh no, this is
Oh,
not
my-
good. Okay, time to improvise.
I mean, bro, the bush is see-through. You really thought that was gonna work?
Okay, can you just tell me what's going on? Why did I see you when I stepped on that pedestal?
Bro, don't tell me CY is literally in charge of this whole thing, bro.
We know each other. That's our memory.
Nope. That's just what every new person sees. It's a fake memory to make you think that parkour is how you succeed in life. I mean,
What?
why else would people parkour if it wasn't for money or social status?
So it was.
So you manipulated the whole world, dude? I ain't gonna lie, I gotta give him credit. How do you do that to so many people, though?
Oh, just a lie? I don't get it. What is this for? These 3 jumps. That new player just fell through on the first one. What happened to
hell?
him? Siwa explained that these 3 jumps decide whether a new player becomes a noob, a pro, or a master. These
Okay, so this explains why there's pros and masters like automatically. Okay, all right.
3 jumps right when you join Parkour Civilization decide your entire fate? How is that fair?
It's
Wow.
not about fair, it's about order. If you can't parkour, you deserve to be at the bottom.
This
What
is so
the
messed up.
fuck?
This is so messed up. How is
Yo,
this
CY, you need to chill.
happening? I can't let this keep going on. I have to find a way to stop this. Okay, if I can attack him with a parkour jump, he has no choice but to battle me. I have to do an attack that he'll never be able to do. It's time to go for the 720.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
720.
I looked over and see what already had an attack built.
Oh
it was
my
with
God.
candles.
Yep, candle jump. One attack from this and it does 10 hearts, and that's good night for you.
I was
What
finished.
the
I
hell?
couldn't attack. I
10
couldn't do
hearts?
anything. I was defenseless. So what happens now?
Despite my best efforts to get rid of you, I couldn't do it, so someone else will.
See what placed
So he was the one trying to get rid of him. Oh my
down
god.
a parkour jump made out of brewing stands. I've never even heard of parkour with brewing
What?
stands before.
Interesting thing about brewing stand jumps, they aren't just difficult. but they can deal any potion effect you want.
This was it. I had no
Dude.
brewing stance to defend myself. I took the hit and slowly started fading
Oh,
away.
fuck.
Have fun with the champion in the arena.
No pressure at all, just 1 minute before I fight the parkour champion. Alright, I'm gonna take 32 blocks. I really just hope there's a chance that the
So he's
great
actually gonna see the champion?
this
Who the
player
hell
in
is gonna be the
Parkour
champion?
Civilization doesn't know how to do a 360. I was now getting ready to fight the parkour champion in the arena. The worst part is that I was only allowed to bring in 64 blocks to fight with. I had no clue what the parkour champion was gonna attack me with, so I decided to take some of every block. This was life or death. If by some miracle I
Flower
could
pot.
defend the parkour champion's attacks, I would have to use these blocks to build the hardest parkour jumps I've ever done. I wanted to believe that I could win, but deep down I knew that this could very well be the end of my journey.
This is gonna be
Before you
hard,
step
bro.
into the arena, drop all of your blocks. I need to count if you're bringing 64.
These are the blocks
Oh.
I'm bringing. It should add up to 64.
You're good. You may now fight the parkour champion.
How the hell you counted, bro? You just took one look.
This was it. One way or another, this would be my final battle in Parkour Civilization. The door opened and I stepped in to the parkour arena. It was time to fight. If I somehow beat the parkour champion, maybe I have a way to save everyone in Parkour Civilization. But
All right,
if
let's
I
do
lose,
it.
which let's be honest here, is very much possible, well, let's just say I should have died a long time ago. I thought
For
the
real.
Parkour
You already came this
Civilization I
far.
was living in was fair and a place where everyone could parkour to rank.
Hell no, I don't know how you thought it was fair from the beginning, bro. Having a parkour for literally everything, and then starting as a noob and not having access to anything that the upper, that's a ranking system of life, bro. How is that fair?
Up in society. But I was wrong. I discovered the truth that your entire fate is decided by 3 jumps. And there are
Wow.
people at the top of Parkour Civilization that will stop at nothing to keep this order. Unfortunately, I couldn't discover the truth without paying the price. And now there's nothing I can do.
Have fun with the champion in the arena.
And now it's time to fight the champion. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
You're not the champion? Who are you?
Who is
You're
that?
a pro. What are you doing here? I thought I was fighting the champion.
Oh, yeah, you have to fight me first. Please just go easy on me, though. It's my first time here.
Okay, I guess
What
I'm
the
not
fuck?
fighting the champion first. I have
Who
to
is
fight
this?
a parkour pro? This is really weird. I've never even fought a pro. What jumps can they even do? I forgot. For my first attack, I attacked with a 3-block vertical jump. I didn't want to do anything too crazy on my first attack because if I
Okay.
missed and let him get the chance to attack, I run the risk of taking damage.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
he
it
fell.
seemed like this fight was going to be easier than I thought until something happened. The blocks that I used for my attack all disappeared. In
Wait,
the parkour
what?
arena, if you place blocks, you will never get them back. And now I realized why I was fighting a parkour pro.
shit.
It was genius, actually. If I wasted all of my blocks before getting to the champion, I would have no fighting chance. Hey, quick
Oh my
question.
God.
The people who put you here, what did they say you were here
Yeah,
for?
this is literally a setup, bro. They're trying to get you to use all your blocks so you don't have any for the champion.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
they said I would be warming up the crowd, for, like, the fight.
Warming up the crowd.
Dude.
You know there's literally
Yeah, there's no one here.
no one watching, right?
Yeah, I know. Please just get this over with.
Oh god, I'm a terrible person. Man, this is the weirdest parkour battle ever. For my second attack, I built a 4-block jump. And of course, it was successful once again.
Yeah.
But at this point, I wasn't worried about winning. I was worried about the blocks I was losing for every attack. There was no way I could afford to use more than 2 blocks for an attack. At least not in this
Do a
fight. For
360.
the final attack, I did a backwards jump.
Did you just go
Backwards.
backwards?
This is not going to be pretty. Oh, shoot.
Oh,
that was not how I thought it was going to turn out. It was a little unfortunate that I essentially wasted 2 blocks on that jump since he didn't even try it, but
Bro.
at least I survived the first parkour battle without taking any damage. So now what happens? Do I fight
Where's the
this
champion?
I stood there on the platform not knowing what to do until I saw someone jumping towards me.
Oh my
All right,
God.
this is it. This is the battle for life or death. Let's get this over with. So, you must be the champion, right?
Me? The
Hell
champion?
no.
You're joking, right? Look at my boots. I'm a master. Do these look diamond to you?
Okay, well, I don't know. I thought I was fighting the champion, so when does that happen?
You still have 2 more people to go through if you want to see the champion, but you're
What?
not making it past me. Let's go. Start the battle.
This is not good. I have to win 2 more parkour battles if
Bro,
I
how
want
are you gonna have any more blocks?
to even see the champion. It was clear that the odds were stacked against me, but that wasn't going to stop me from trying.
Facts.
Now, I was fighting against a master. This means I couldn't hold back with my attacks. I was going to have to attack with harder
Okay.
jumps. I decided this was a good time to use one of my stairs. For my first attack, I did a 4-block diagonal stair jump, but I was in
Ooh.
trouble. Even for myself, I knew the attack was too easy.
That's what you're attacking me with?
I was getting ready for the master to easily defend my attack, but by
Oh,
some
he missed.
miracle, he failed it.
What?
The master didn't know, but I realized he built the jump wrong. He tried doing a harder jump than my attack. I got lucky with that first attack, but that wasn't gonna happen again. I needed to do harder jumps. I used 2 more of my stairs to build another 4-block diagonal jump. If I make this, I would only need 1 more attack to win the battle. But I missed. I came so close, but I didn't land on the stair.
Now you're gonna have to do an attack.
Wasted another 2 stairs, I see. Even if you do beat me, you'll have no blocks to fight the champion with.
The master was right. I was running out of blocks quickly. I only had 1 stair left, and I wasn't even done with my second battle. I watched as the master built his first attack. I was gonna have to defend myself against a 4-block ice jump.
Go on, use some of your ice blocks. I'm sure you don't have that many of them.
He was right. I only had 4 ice blocks with me. Even the best case scenario where I defend this attack, I'll only have 2 ice blocks left. I went for the jump, and I almost slid off, but I stayed on. Oh, that was too close. Okay. It was now my turn to attack, but this battle was taking too long. I knew what the master was doing. He was trying to make me waste all of my blocks, but there was no way I could let that happen, which means I could only do one thing. I needed to build an attack that would end this battle right now, and I knew just the way to do it.
360.
In a parkour battle, the harder the attack is, the more damage it does. And I was about to attack with one of the hardest parkour combos I've ever done. All right, 4-block jump into a 2-block. Let's do this. I attacked with a 4-block jump into a 360, and I made it. Oh, let's go. I actually made it. That was the craziest parkour combo I've ever done. All right, buddy, your turn. 4-block jump into a 2-block 360.
This is impossible.
I watched as the parkour master attempted the combo and failed, and the damage was enough to win the parkour battle. It worked. That parkour combo that I did may have just saved my life, at least for now. If that master was telling the truth, I still have to win 1 more battle if I want to fight the champion. There was nothing else I could do. I tried looking around for a way to escape, but there was nowhere I could go. The only way out of this arena is to continue fighting. From across the arena, the path opened up, and my third opponent jumped towards me.
F-Bo, you've come so far, but this is as far as you go. I'm afraid you won't make it past me to fight the
Bro, this is the one that's been hating on him the whole time.
champion. Let's begin.
Okay, let's do this. It's just another master. I just beat one before, and I can do it again. If I can finish this battle with a couple parkour combos, I might have enough blocks to fight the champion. For my first attack, I decided to build 2 4-block jumps. I thought this combo would be hard, but I had no clue who I was facing. The master made the jumps easily, and my attack was unsuccessful. Now, I was in huge trouble. Unlike all the other people I faced in parkour battles, this master was not afraid to attack with his own parkour combos. And unfortunately for me, his was much harder than mine. The second jump in the combo was a jump that I didn't think would be possible. It was too far, but I had to try. My life depended on this. I went to defend the attack, but I overjumped it. The attack dealt 5 hearts of damage. Oh, this is not good. This is really not good. I managed to gain back 2 hearts, but my hunger was lost. This was it. No more second chances. No more regenerating health.
This is hard.
I had to make these jumps. The parkour master attacked with an even harder combo, this time using 2 chains and an ice block. But by some miracle, I made it. Oh man, how did I just do that? This master was too good. No matter what jump I thought of, I knew he could make it. That's why I was gonna have to do something that's never been done in the history of parkour battles.
Okay, let's see.
I was gonna have to do this first try. Finish it off with the 3-block candle jump, and we are done. Let's go. I'm probably gonna die. Let's do this. Flower pot jump to chain, chain to backwards jump to 360 fence jump, diagonal chain jump to the candle. I did it. I just made the hardest parkour combo in the world.
F-Bo, the champion tasked me with making sure you don't rank up, but I now realize that's not possible. Your parkour is beyond me. You have my respects. Good luck against the champion.
Before I could say anything,
bro didn't even try, bro. That's how good F-Bo is.
The master gave up and just jumped off. I won the 3rd battle, which means now I only have to battle the champion. And the champion is the one that tried to stop me from ranking up this entire time?
Okay, who the hell?
All of this parkour just to die by the champion.
This was it. Standing in front of me was the champion of parkour civilization.
You put up a good fight, I'll give you that. But this ends here.
I ain't gonna lie, you got no oil for a champion, bro. I thought you was gonna look drippy as hell.
As the parkour champion built his first attack, and it was a 5-block jump.
5 You beat me in this battle, you become the parkour champion. And you could be the one that makes the rules. But this is my parkour civilization, and I never lose.
God.
The parkour champion made the 5-block jump.
Lock in, bro. Lock in.
It's just not. I can't do it. This was
guy's
it.
a tyrant.
This was the
You
end.
gotta take
There
him
was
out.
no second chance, no backup I could call for, nothing to get me out of this. I lost,
bro.
and I won't be the one to save parkour civilization.
No.
I
Wait,
opened
what?
my eyes, and I was in a place that I knew all too well. I was down at the
Wait, no way. You didn't even try?
bottom. I was in the parkour temple at the noob level of parkour civilization. I opened my inventory, and I had leather boots on. After the battle with the champion, I am now a noob again. I let everyone down. I was supposed to be the one to save parkour
What the
civilization,
fuck?
and I couldn't do it. And now the champion gets what he wants. No one can ever rank up ever again. No one's free. People risked their lives because they trusted me to help them, and I failed. And it was all for nothing. Now I'm just at the bottom again. I don't even have sprint. I can't even do more
Bro, why am I actually like genuinely sad right now?
than a 2-block jump. It's over, right? The old man gave me the last ticket to rank up. And even if I did, what's the point? The only way I could save people is by becoming the champion. And he's impossible to beat. Well, it's out of my hands now. There's nothing to do. I mean, maybe I just go back to parkour prison. At least there I could get fed some better food. Rather have fish than raw chicken.
Down at the bottom again, are we?
What?
What the
Maybe I
hell?
was wrong about you.
You were wrong about me. Wait,
Who the hell's
are
that?
you?
Something tells me you already know the answer.
The strange man turned around and he was wearing
Who the hell's
netherite
that?
boots.
Netherite?
Oh, I do not want to do that again. There must be a parkour god looking out for me. You're the
Oh, there literally
parkour
was.
god, but you were just a myth. Is
What the
this
freak?
all of your doing?
The parkour civilization I created was never intended to divide people, but the new champion had different plans.
And you wanted me to stop the champion, and I couldn't. I'm sorry you put your trust in me. I thought I was good enough. I thought I could do it.
You seem like all hope is lost.
I mean, I
Yeah,
can't
you
do
look
anything. I'm back at the noob level. I can't get a ticket anymore. I can't even sprint. What good is a 1-block jump gonna do against the parkour champion?
As long as you can parkour, there is always a way.
The parkour god dropped
Did he just give him diamond boots?
a pair of boots on the ground and jumped away. What is going on? I jumped over and grabbed the boots that the parkour
No
god left.
way!
These were no ordinary boots. These were diamond. Only the parkour champion wears these. And now I have them. I threw away my leather boots and I put on the champion boots. Immediately, my hunger bar returned to full and I could see above into the upper layers. Oh my god, this is crazy. What is going on?
We
What is
said it at
going
the same
on?
time.
I don't know where the parkour god got these boots from or why he would trust me with them, but it didn't matter. This was my second
The
chance.
parkour guy was like, bro, you didn't get it this time. Now I'm gonna make you get it.
I don't know how I'm gonna get back up to the top, but I'm gonna find a way. Everyone's life depends on this, and that's why I'm gonna be the one to save parkour civilization. Parkour civilization
go.
was in danger. I thought people could parkour their way up to a better life, but I realized it was all just a lie. The truth is that the parkour champion controls everyone and everything. I thought I could be the one to put an end to it and save everyone, but I failed. Luckily for me, second chances come around quite often, and I still have one more shot at saving parkour civilization.
You gotta
the
do
only
it,
way
bro.
I can put an end to all this is if I beat the parkour champion, and that means I have to get back up to the arena somehow. And that was gonna be harder than I thought. I had diamond boots on, meaning the barriers to the parkour temple shouldn't be here, but they were, and I had no way up. That means somehow I was gonna have to get a ticket. Oh, this is not good. I can't even earn a ticket myself, meaning the only way I'm gonna get one is if some other noob has one. But even if I got lucky and a noob hasn't used their ticket already, I couldn't find anyone. I was beginning to think that there were no noobs left and they were all in prison until I finally found one
somebody.
still standing. I asked the noob if there was any
What's
chance
up?
he had a ticket or even knew someone with a ticket so I could get into the temple. But he said that pros don't come down here anymore and do ticket challenges. It's now impossible for parkour noobs to rank up at
Wow, ever since you done it, now they don't even want to give nobody the freaking chance. Nah, that's messed up.
all. This has to be the champion's doing. If
Yeah.
pros don't come down here at all, the noobs have no way of getting food. That means
Damn.
if I don't get up in time and beat the champion, everyone down here will die. There has to be a way I can get past these barriers. I mean, the
So now the noob's just gonna die, bro? Like, damn, this civilization sucks.
parkour god wouldn't have given me champion boots for nothing, right? And that's when I remembered I had champion boots on now. These boots were meant for the person that rules parkour civilization. And that's when I thought back to what the champion said.
If you beat me in this battle, you become the parkour champion. And you could be the one that makes the rules.
If the parkour champion makes the rules, they had to be the one to place the barriers, right? Which means if someone placed them, someone can get rid of them. It was a shot in the dark, but I thought I'd at least try. Oh, this is pointless. This is not gonna work. Wait, what?
Oh, it got rid of it.
It broke. I couldn't believe it, but
Oh,
there it
shit.
was. I was staring at a hole in the barriers. This is insane. I can break barriers
Damn.
now? Thank you, parkour god. Let's go. I got rid of more of the barriers until there was a space big enough to jump through. All right, let me make sure I'm not hitting my head on any of these. And now it's time to go save everyone. I did it. I was now inside the parkour temple, and I was one step closer to getting back up to the top. Now that I was in the temple, it was time to start actually coming up with a plan. I was gonna have to find a way to somehow get back into the arena and fight the champion. And even if I do manage to do that, I still have to worry about beating him, which is a whole nother story. My rough draft of a plan involved grabbing blocks, and I thought I could get some here, but the chests were empty. Those chests were usually filled with blocks for the pros to do their daily tasks, but someone got rid of all of them. My idea
I'm telling you, it was because of you. Now they had to change all the rules and get rid of everything.
Getting blocks was already off to a bad start, but I had a backup plan for where I could go to get more. I made it back up to the second layer of parkour civilization, but now was no time to celebrate. I still had such a long way to go to get up to the third layer, and time was running out. I made my way over to the place where I could get all the blocks I needed. The parkour training grounds should have thousands of blocks I could use. The last time I was in here, I was training to rank up to become a master, but something was off. The course I built to practice to rank up was still here. This doesn't make sense. Have all of the pros just been practicing this course I built? But that's when my situation just got a whole lot worse. No,
Bro, are there even any pros? Is there anything left?
No, come on, they can't be empty. Why are they empty? All of these chests should have been filled with blocks to build parkour jumps, but they were all empty. Okay, this is not good. This is really not good. Something strange was going on, and I needed to find some answers. I took a trip back to where I used to live when I was a parkour pro. If there was anyone I could trust to talk to, it would be my neighbor. The neighbor guy, was assuming he was still alive. I found the house where my neighbor used to live, and thankfully, parkour civilization hadn't claimed him just yet.
Embo, you're alive, and you're the parkour champion?
Well, I'm not really the champion. I mean, I guess technically I am. I don't know. It's a long story. I asked my neighbor what was going on, and he said everything has changed. He said that parkour pros aren't allowed to go down to the noob level anymore, and some masters came down and took every block, and they can't even practice anymore. This was it. This was truly the end of parkour civilization. First, it was the noobs in danger. Now the pros are, and soon it might even be the masters. One by one.
They really don't want anybody touching that champion or getting any close, bro. They got scared because of you, bro.
The parkour champion is taking away the free will of everyone. And if I don't end this now, there will be no one left to oppose him. All right, no pressure. Bro. The fate of the world is in my hands, and now I have to speedrun one of the hardest parkour courses there is. Unlike getting up to the pro level, there was no easy way up to the master level. If you wanted to get back, you had to do the course. Even though I've made this course before, this was different. Time was running out, meaning I couldn't waste any taking this parkour course slow. And I can't afford to miss a single jump, because if I do, well, then I guess the parkour god trusted the wrong person. Luckily, I made the course, and I was now at the master level. And now I was at one part of my master plan, which, well, has not been going to plan at all. If I don't get these gold boots, okay, thank you. Finally, something goes according to my plan. I didn't know if I would still get master boots if I had champion boots on, but luckily, I got an extra pair. Now that I was
but if you have diamond boots, why would you even need the golden ones?
On the master level, I had to blend in. Any one of these masters could be working for the champion, and if they saw me with champion boots on, well, that's attention that I definitely do not want right now. At least with the gold boots on, the people working for the champion might not recognize me. Now was the next part of my plan. If I have any shot at all of getting back into the arena, I was gonna need the parkour master that saved my life. But when I went into the secret room in the parkour temple, he was nowhere to be found.
Bro, they probably killed him, bro.
I knew it was too good to be true to have two things in my plan go smoothly. Now I gotta improvise. Now I had to figure out where the parkour master lived, and I had no way of knowing which house he had. The only thing I could do is sit and wait for him to show up. But if I stayed down here, I run the risk of the masters on the champion's side finding me. I needed somewhere that would at least buy me a little more time, and the only place I thought of was to wait at the very top of the parkour staircase.
Oh yeah, they won't see you there.
I won't be seen that easily, but if I had to get down fast, I had no water bucket to save me. I realized I was standing so close to the barrier between the master and the champion levels, and now I have champion boots, meaning if I put these on, will I be able to see what life is like at the champion level? But before I could to put them on, I saw the parkour master I was looking for. Now, this is the part I was not looking forward to. The only way I can follow the parkour master is by taking fall damage. And I'm just hoping that the drop to his house isn't too far. And of course, it's a 50-block drop. I'm never surviving that. Oh man, I have an idea, and I don't like it. Yep, this is officially the worst idea I've ever had. Okay, no more thinking. Let's just do this. I got momentum, and I jumped. I thought it was too short, but I made it. Oh, that was so crazy. I know the parkour god does not like me for that one. Even though I barely survived, I found the parkour master without being caught. And now it was time to carry out my plan to save parkour civilization. I told the master everything that happened, and I showed him that I had champion boots. I told him that if I was gonna beat the champion, I would need his help.
I can't believe you survived and you met the parkour god. We can actually save everyone. Just tell me what I need to do and I'll do it.
I had the master give me some blocks, and I told him to wait here for the next part of my plan. If everything goes right, I should have everything I need to get back into the arena and defeat the parkour champion. But that's assuming everything goes right, and so far, it hasn't worked out that way. I jumped over to the parkour bank. To get back into the arena, I was gonna need more difficult blocks to build parkour with, and I think I know how to get some.
Hey man, I don't mean to assume anything, but the top floor is for people with money. You can come back when you're rich, though.
There's no way your ugly ass have money, bro.
Upstairs must be the place where the bank keeps their harder blocks.
Sir, you're not allowed to go up there.
Sorry, man. Got a bank to Okay, never mind. I was expecting to see places where I could buy flower pots and candles, but instead, there was just a massive box with a door.
What the
Sir,
hell?
this is a private vault for one of our most valuable customers. You have to leave immediately.
A private vault? I guess
for the
that might work.
champion?
You're not getting into this vault. No amount of money could make me open this door.
No amount of money? Man,
None?
this guy clearly has never heard of one of my bribes before.
Just stop. It's not even worth it. What?
What do you say you open the door now? I take it you don't see a backwards 360 too often.
Okay, well, I have to let you in now.
Let's go, I still got it.
Please just don't take
I have to let you
anything.
in.
Yeah, I'm definitely not listening to that. I started looking around the vault for anything I could
Bro,
use.
there's nothing?
Most of the chests were empty until I finally stumbled
water
upon a
bucket.
water bucket.
Let's go.
Okay, I need blocks,
Use
but I
that.
guess I'll take this. I don't get it. Whoever owns this vault is supposedly rich, and the only thing I found is a water bucket.
some
And
wood.
16 blocks, never mind. I thought this vault was a dead end until it wasn't.
What the
In
hell?
the last barrel, I found
brewing
16
stand.
brewing stands. Now, my plan could actually
Let's
work.
go.
It was time to go defeat the parkour champion.
Sir, I just wanted to let you know someone got into your vault.
You're the only one who has access
Oh my
to it,
God.
so explain to me how that happened.
I mean, I'm sorry, sir, but he bribed me with a backwards 360. I had to.
Just admitting to taking a bribe? Like, just no pushback.
Backwards 360? There's no one that can do a... No.
Oh
How
my
is this
God.
possible?
You know, someone told me something interesting about brewing stand jumps. They're not just difficult, but they can deal any potion effect you want. That's why I wish you the best of
What?
luck in this parkour battle, because if you don't make this jump, you're getting the slowness effect. I watched as Siwat tried to defend my attack, but he failed. Alright, now it's time for some answers. I need you to tell me how to beat the parkour champion.
You're crazy if you think I'm telling you that.
Yep, I thought you might say that. Let's see,
Okay.
3 block. Oh, that's plenty. Alright, one more chance to tell me, unless you want to defend another one of my attacks.
I think I can handle a 3 block.
All right, man. If
Okay,
you think
you
you can
try.
make this jump with slowness, be my guest. I'm just gonna let you know now that
360.
it's not possible. So in a couple jumps, you'll lose everything.
Okay, wait, don't. I'll tell you. Please, I like my life here.
Well, that was easy.
Of course you do.
I can't believe I'm telling you this. The champion uses barrier blocks to parkour. He's the only one
What?
that has any left.
He built his parkour
So he's basically cheating.
jumps with barriers. That means I was right. The 5
Bruh.
block jump was impossible. He just used
Oh
a
my
barrier.
God.
Okay, wait. So if he uses barriers for his attacks, how do I defend against that?
Dude, if the parkour champion finds out about this, I'm gonna lose everything.
I don't care. Just
Dude,
tell
nobody
me.
cares. Get your
Fine.
slow ass on.
There's a secret rule in parkour battles that says if you build a harder jump than an opponent's attack, your opponent will have to do that jump instead.
That's how I beat him. I can just
Oh, that's a good
attack
rule.
with a harder jump. Even if he does use barriers for his attacks, I just have to build better ones.
Okay.
Oh man, this is crazy. All right, let's do this. You need to send me back to the arena like you did before. And this time, I'm only fighting the champion.
Okay, so if you let me attack you, what's stopping me from just getting rid of you once and for all?
Yeah, I thought you might say
Yeah,
that.
you're not gonna
That's
do
why
that.
I got one of the best parkour masters I know to watch you at all times. And if he finds out I don't make it into the arena, let's just say you won't see the attack coming before it hits you.
Oh man, how do you even do these jumps? Oh, I really hope that boss plan works. There's no way I can make one of these.
Just as I thought, Siwat
Oh my
had
God.
no choice but to listen to me. Now, all that I was hoping for is that I would
let's
wake
go.
up in the arena. I knew Siwat couldn't be trusted, but I had no choice. This was the only way I could get back into the arena, and luckily, it worked. Now, I
right.
could battle the parkour champion, and this time, it was gonna be different. I got all of the blocks I needed, and I made my way into the arena. Now, it was time to see if Siwat was gonna uphold his end of the deal, but he did. Standing in front of
Okay.
me was the champion of
Oh,
parkour
let's get it.
civilization. All right, let's go
Let's beat
save
his
everyone.
ass. Beat his ass.
I should have known the old man would give his boots to you.
What?
Wait, what?
Old man?
Oh
Doesn't
man.
matter. You can try as many times as you want, but your fate remains the same.
The parkour god
such
didn't
a
just
bitch
give me
ass-
random champion boots. He gave me the old man's. He was the old parkour champion. Okay, this is a lot to think
What?
about right now. I just gotta worry about defending this attack. Well, Siwat got me this far, but now it's time to see if he was really telling the truth. The champion's attack
Okay.
was technically only a 4-block jump with a barrier, so the parkour combo I was about to do should be harder. I countered with a 3-block
Yeah.
360 to a 3-block fence jump.
What?
The parkour
Yes!
champion looked confused, and
Yes!
suddenly his attack disappeared.
Yes!
It worked. It actually worked. The secret rule Siwat told
can't
me
do
about
it, buddy.
was real. And now the champion has no choice but to defend my attack. Except just when I thought I had the upper hand in the battle, the champion pulled
What
out
the-
barrier blocks.
Oh my God,
Instead
of
of building
course.
my jump, the champion built some invisible parkour combo. The barriers were
Bro.
invisible, and I had no way of knowing what sort of parkour combo
How the fuck is that fair? How is that supposed to work?
he built. But whatever it was better than my attack, and my attack was now erased. That only
What?
left me with one choice, and I would have to build something even harder.
Even
I
harder,
didn't even
yeah.
know what the
Okay,
champion
come on.
built, so I couldn't hold back on this next attack. I knew I had to risk it all. I pulled out a 180 vertical
180?
flower pot jump into a
To a
backwards
360.
360 candle jump. And I made it. The parkour champion's attack was erased, and
Let's
he had no
go.
choice but to either try my attack or build a harder one. But the parkour champion wasn't phased, and he
Oh
countered
my
my
God.
attack with the hardest known jumps in parkour civilization. These
What the
were
hell?
Neo jumps, and he did
Neo
2 in a
jumps?
row. Jumps where you have to jump around
Like
a block
around
in
it. Oh
midair.
my
I knew
God.
I couldn't do these jumps, and this was not the time to try them. But the parkour champion set the bar high, meaning if my next attack isn't harder than his, I lose everything. But if I
Okay.
don't make this jump I'm about to build, my entire journey is over. But that
Bro, you
means
got this,
the
Evo.
same
Lock
goes
in.
for the parkour
What the
champion.
f-
Any one of these attacks will do more than 10 hearts. That means
my
I
God.
have to make this. The parkour god
hey,
trusted me
hey,
with these boots
hey,
to save
hey,
everyone. And for the first time in my life, I actually felt like I
Yo.
was worthy of them. That I was worthy of being the parkour
Let's
champion.
freaking go. He
What?
made that.
This shouldn't be happening.
I thought I had bested the parkour champion.
He's freaking
but I
out.
was
He's freaking
wrong.
out.
This ends now.
The parkour champion built an attack that was directly
the f-
over the void.
Either you go down or we both go down.
This was the end. The
Nah, bro's dead ass crashing out.
parkour champion knew he lost the battle, so he built a jump that would take us both down. And there's
What the
nothing I
hell?
can do to defend myself. I knew deep down that this was most likely my last jump in parkour civilization. But this time, I wasn't gonna give up. Parkour
Oh my
god,
God.
if you're watching me, please just give me the strength for one last jump.
Come on. Oh.
I didn't expect my feet to hit the
No
ground
way!
again, but they did. And when I turned around, the parkour champion had fallen. I won.
You freaking
I
did
actually
it!
won. It's over, right? I'm the new parkour champion. I'm supposed to be the one who
Yo!
can make the rules and save everyone. So how do I do that? But as
Yeah,
I was
are you a
standing
god
there,
now?
something started to happen. My
Oh.
items in my inventory were gone, and I got teleported to the parkour temple. When I walked
What?
outside, I looked around, and I realized there was nothing above me. And that's when I remember something the parkour master said to me. He told me
What'd he
that
say?
the champion is the only one who knows the way up. I turned around and looked at the parkour temple, and where there was nothing before, there was now a way up to get to the top of parkour civilization.
see
That
it.
means my journey wasn't done yet. I still had to
Okay.
make it to the top.
Oh my God.
Luckily, I'm now considered the best in parkour
Yeah,
civilization.
you're the best
so
now.
if
You
there's
got no
anyone who
excuse.
can make the jumps, it was me.
Hell
Only
yeah.
one more set of jumps stood between me and the top. I had always dreamed of this day, when I'd look up and I'd see nothing above me. But I
Oh my
never would have
God.
imagined what I'd have to go through to get here. Every jump I made and every jump I failed all led me to this point, to make it to the
Wow.
top. of parkour civilization.
He
And
really
now
did
I
it.
was here, and there was nothing, just pure emptiness and only the sky.
It's so
I didn't
beautiful
have
out
any
there.
idea of what to do until I saw a structure in the distance. I
Okay.
walked over and I saw blocks I've never seen before in
Oh,
parkour
are those like the master block or the command blocks?
civilization. They were command blocks, and they were
Yeah.
placed in front of a throne. I stepped
my
up onto the
God.
throne and I got my pair of champion boots. But this time, they weren't someone else's. They were mine. It only makes sense that doing parkour on command blocks gives me the power to make the rules of parkour civilization. But before I
Wow.
start completely changing the entire rules of society, I needed to do something first.
Wait, what?
Well, I think it's time I give these back. I have a feeling you'll probably be needing them.
Oh!
You did it. You saved us.
No, I didn't do anything. It was only possible because of you. And that's why I think
Yeah,
you should be the
W.
champion. I don't know what to do with parkour civilization, but you were the champion. You know how to fix things. I just
Hey,
don't think
WF, bro. He doesn't have like an ego where he wants to be the championship. I
I'm ready
like
to
that.
be
I like
the-
that.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Wait, what?
You think all of this was for me to become the champion again? I'm old, and you know parkour civilization better than I ever could.
Well, all right. I'm gonna
Okay.
need your help. With every 4-block jump on the command blocks, I can change the rules of parkour civilization. And with the help of the old champion, I'm not just gonna make things go back to the way they were. I'm gonna make things better than they ever were. Parkour
Hell
was never
yeah.
about making or failing a jump. It was about getting up and trying again. The parkour
Right.
god told me as long as you can parkour, there is always a way. And in my parkour civilization, people will always have a chance to try again.
Wow, okay.
How long could you live in?
Okay, so that was a W movie, bro. Like, that shit was 2 hours, but it felt like 2 minutes, bro. Like, this was a really good movie. Like, I would deadass go to the movie theater to watch this. Shout out to Edbo, bro. You guys go make sure you like his channel and subscribe and everything, bro. And yeah, I guess there's like a part 2, and I'm not gonna react to it right now. So if you guys show a lot of love to this video, then we'll react to it in the next movie. So it depends on, you know, how much love you guys show. Recommend any other videos you guys want me to react to, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.